It's the 8th annual Tri-City Kart Club Saturday Night Shootout on SWX. 3 hours of tight turns, high-speed straightaways, and photo finishes. Brought to you by Knutson General Contracting.
From the Tri-City Kart Club in Richland, it's the 8th annual Saturday Night Shootout. Put on a helmet, buckle up, and rev the engine. It's time to go racing. Good evening and thanks for joining us. My name is Brian Levitan, joined by Terry Bridges. Terry, this is an incredible all-star event. It's been a lot of fun over the years covering this. And this year there's a new wrinkle. There's a little renovation with the track. It's already a terrific track, and they've made it even better, even more exciting.
Yeah, made it a lot more exciting. Really grippy. They changed a little bit of the configuration to add more, how do I say it, variety. So the track layout's a little bit different than it has been in years past. So looking forward to a great race.
Yeah, there will be some great races and some great drivers. Which races, which drivers do you have circled on your sheet tonight?
Well, what's kind of special to me is some of the guys that have cut their teeth in this have come back to kind of give back to the sport. Jacob Smith, who's a late model star down at Madeira, and you've got Adam Smalley, who's a road race ace down in the state of Oregon, have come back to kind of give back to it. So that's what stands out to me. There's a lot of great drivers here this weekend, and it's just way too tough to take a pick.
Hard to play favorites, and no longer a need to wait. We are moments away from racing. 8th annual Saturday Night Shootout coming up right after this. And welcome back to the Tri-City Kart Club, and racing is underway. The Gamache Landscaping Kid Kart Race. These are drivers ages 5 to 8 years old, and they'll be topping out at 35 miles an hour on this new track here at the Tri-City Kart Club. Brian Levitan alongside Terry Bridges. The 7th time that we have done this together, partner. The 8th annual Saturday Night Shootout. It's a lot of fun, and it's a lot of fun for these young kids to get this track time.
Yeah, it's super cool. Good to be back with you, Brian. And we're underway. 8th annual Saturday Night. Doesn't get any better than this.
Yeah, and this Kid Kart race, I mean, there's always some exciting young drivers. You've been here for qualifying races and had a chance to watch some of these young kids on the track, and who's been looking pretty good to you?
Well, so far it's been all Maverick Thompson. Been putting it to him. Lincoln High, excuse me, in the 33 machine. Just a few of the names. Corbin Hayes. I mean, there's just so many good ones here. But this, you know, it's not always about winning and losing here. It's about getting them racecraft and getting them started. So, looking good so far.
Yeah, we've got Harper
Knutson, your leader.
Yeah,
yep.
Is the leader, and it's got to get those readers up a little higher so I can see them. In any event, though, it's a lot of fun, and these kids are, you know, just new to the sport and just embracing it, and they are incredible in their courage to get behind the wheel. It's not like they're playing t-ball. It's a whole different animal. It can be really dangerous, but I mean, there's some great lessons about safety that you can learn driving a kart, and just learn a little bit about how far you're willing to push yourself.
Absolutely, it's a lot about life too. You know, there's a lot of life lessons here, winning, losing. As we see Maverick Thompson going into the lead in the 95 machine, Lincoln High in the 2nd spot. But that's what it's really about, is life lessons and them understanding the sport.
Yeah, they've been battling here pretty good. It's a little bit of a smaller field typically in the Kid Kart race. They typically don't get the opportunity to race like this under the lights. That's not a common thing, and I would have to think that's a pretty neat experience for them too.
Yeah, absolutely, it is a big deal. Usually they're at the end of the event, and this is pretty cool. We're starting off with them, and they deserve it, just like the bigger ones, right? The big guys makes them feel like $1 million. So Maverick Thompson, your leader. Lincoln High in the 2nd spot. Ben Hinman in the 43 has been solid all day, and Corbin Hayes in the 124. Bryton Nelson will be rounding out our top 5.
Jensen Meyer, another one to look out for. I've heard some good things about him coming into tonight's race. I know his father, Chase, is going to be in the Masters 206, if I'm not mistaken. He's a talented driver as well, and usually the twig doesn't fall too far from the tree. He's currently sitting at 6th, though, and running respectably.
Absolutely. The 707 of Paxton Kelly, Maggie Worley, 5 years old. I think she's going to have a birthday here pretty quick as well. And Harper Knutson, you know, bless her heart, she's out there hustling so hard. Doesn't matter how far back yards that they're out there. So good for Harper.
Yeah, and Maverick, that's a good first name. Wonder if his parents were a fan of the movie Top Gun.
That is kind of cool, isn't it?
All right, Junior 1, 2, 6.
Well, this is just an interesting track right now, and the changes they've made, these kids getting to test it out. You had mentioned that with the new pavement, it's a little bit more grippy, but that's an issue for everybody.
Yeah, it is, and that's what everybody needs to understand. They try to make some improvements to it, which I think is respectable. I mean, and it gives it, you know, several more different configurations. So it's been a neat deal, and like you said, it's the same for everybody.
As track now 0.7 of a mile unofficially. It was closer to 0.6 of a mile, I think, before the expansion and repavement. And the cool thing is they have multiple configurations, different setups that they can use. I think 6 or 8 different ones. And you know, talking to one of the board members, Craig Chiesa, he said they were extremely thankful for the support from the city of Richland. The city of Richland does so much to support sports and athletic events and activities like this that bring communities, families together, and certainly that's what kart racing is all about.
Well, sure, and there's a lot of racetracks that would love to have the city or the county behind them, and so for them to get this kind of support, it's really unheard of racing-wise.
There you see one of the drivers going down the back straightaway. There are 12 turns now on this track.
And that's the other cool thing. We were talking about the configurations. You can run it so many different ways one way, and you can turn around and run it backwards, and it's going to be completely different. That's a 29 of Jensen Meyer, who you were just talking about. A little close up there of Jensen.
Yeah, he just went across the start-finish line in 6th place. That's where he's running right now. Maverick Thompson in the 95 is sitting in 1st. We got somebody there trying to make a pass. That was a 33 car. Little mess. Little mix-up there, and see who was involved.
Looks like that might be Lincoln High, maybe? The 33?
I thought I saw the 33 there. That's a good call.
Yep, Lincoln High. He had a little bit of an issue in the final heat race, too. Was running pretty good. And
good battle here down the front straight. And who's looking to make a little pass there?
looks like Corbin Hayes moved into the 2nd spot. Lindsey High will hang on to 3rd. There's Maverick.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he's a go-getter, boy.
He's alone by himself there and looking pretty good as he makes his way through the back edge of the straightaway. Yeah, he's heading down there, looking good. Now that is Maverick Thompson, I believe, lapping Harper Knutson as he turns into turn 1 and goes downhill into turn 2. And that turn 2 is one of the key passing zones and certainly one of the spots, the 2 hot spots on the track. Yeah, talking to some folks.
You'll see a lot of late braking and you'll see some interesting stuff down there, and especially up the hill here too. Turn 2, turn 3, and turn 4 is some pretty good zones where you'll see some good passing tonight.
Now Maverick Thompson looking real good.
And normally, some of the races you probably called, they go by laps. They go by time here. They go an X amount of time plus 1 lap to help keep everything on time.
I think there are 10-minute races.
10-minute races tonight.
Yeah, we've had that discussion in the past. I seem to forget it by the time we have the next race the following year, but you are correct. And you know, I know these are 4-stroke engine, 50cc 4-stroke engines, and you know, so that means, you know, you got a lot of pressure on the driver. A challenge for the driver is to be real smooth with it in and out of corners. Drivers at this level probably not drafting and doing the things you do typically with 4-stroke engines, but certainly you look at Maverick Thompson, he looks pretty smooth.
Absolutely.
With the wheel.
There's a whole gamut of abilities and talents here. Some get it quicker than others, and so I think that's the beauty of the Kid Kart class, is they can kind of come into their own, and when you see the light go on, it's really neat.
See a bunch of drivers there down the front straight. Had a good wide look at the turns there on the backside of the racetrack. Trying to get a good look at the numbers there for that one.
No doubt it's tough up here.
Is that Ben Hindeman? I thought it was the 43 car. I wasn't sure. And Hindeman's running in 5th. Right now, Thompson's still our leader. Corbin Hayes, Lincoln High, Brighton Nelson, and Ben Hindeman rounding out that top 5. And this is pretty much Thompson's race to lose. He's just got to run a smart race the rest of the way. There's another look at Harper Nuxall, who was up front early, and then dipped back into the 9th spot.
Yeah, it's all about just keeping it on the racetrack for Thompson.
And there's the 33. That's Lincoln High, looking sharp. Good battle here.
That's the 707 of Paxton Kelly, and I believe the 29 of Jensen Meyer. There's Hindeman.
Yeah, looking good.
Good looking Petty Blue on there. Got the 43 like the king himself, Richard Petty.
That's those are numbers that he makes it past the start finish line right there for another lap. Those are numbers when you put them on your kart, you gotta try and
back it up.
That's Strive for that number. Strive for the 43. Now it's a lot of fun watching these kids race. Got the white flag here signaling the final lap as Mr. Thompson makes his way past the start finish line and into the first turn there. There's another look at the 43 of Hindeman. And these drivers getting this awesome experience. A hot night here at the Tri-City Kart Club. It was over 100 degrees during the day. And track's cooling off a little bit, but still pretty warm in the 90s, it felt like, as we made our way up to the booth.
Yeah, it makes the setup a little bit of a challenge when you know it's going to cool off quite a bit. So you know you're chasing the racetrack, which is what you should be doing anyway.
And we've got to be pretty close here to Mr. Thompson making his way around the track and getting ready to put a bow on this one. There is his 95 car coming around that back straightaway. Into the double apex, and he can smell victory.
And there it is.
There is the win.
Got the fist pump and everything.
Maverick Thompson taking the Gamache Landscaping Kid Kart race here to start things out for the 8th annual Saturday Night Shootout.
Brought to you by Knutson General Contracting, rolling on LeConte tires. They got a lot of good sponsors here this year, and that's what makes it all go.
Well, once again, our congratulations to the winner of the Kid Kart race. That is Maverick Thompson. He takes the checkers. And a word from our winner. And coming up next as well will be the Hanson Racing Junior 1206. Right after this.
Kevin Rounds here in the winner's circle of the Gamache Landscaping Kid Kart with Maverick Thompson. And Maverick, you were a rocket ship out there. You were so fast out there. Did you know how fast you were going? I mean, because you were passing a lot of people.
No.
How does it feel to be the winner, to win this and take home the checkered flag? Maverick, congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, Maverick Thompson, winner of the Gamache Landscaping Kid Kart. Let's go back to Brian and Terry.
Thanks, Kevin. Don't go anywhere. Up next, the Hanson Racing Junior 1206, right after this timeout. We are back at the Tri-City Kart Club and ready to go racing again. The Hanson Racing Junior 1206. 24 karts on the track. There is the green flag, and into turn one they go. Already somebody spinning out on that first turn. They go down into turn two, and these are some tight corners, Terry.
Oh, for sure. Looks like Jack Bowdish jumps out to the early lead. He was your pole sitter. And look at that, Case McKinney in the 71.
Yeah, the son of the club president here at the Tri-City Kart Club. There you go. In the horseshoe, this back section of the track, very technical. A little tough to do passes, but you've got to be smooth going into the turns and coming out of them to make a pass possibly in that second double apex.
Absolutely. Got to be very smooth. Got to be very smooth everywhere, but especially through there.
And cars coming around that second double apex and down the front straight away.
Look at
and it is Case McKinney now in front, followed by Kennedy Spear, and then Colton
Schlotthauer.
Schlotthauer, thank you.
Boy, what happened to our leader? Jack Bowdish.
Yeah, he got flushed out the back in 11th place, and Case McKinney opening up some distance, about 4 karts between him and the rest of the field as he navigates the horseshoe and now makes his way through turn 5 in the back section of the race course.
Yeah, McKinney's been solid all day. I mean, he's been one of the guys to beat, been right there in the hunt. So McKinney, Kennedy Spear, Colt Schlotthauer, Louis Dilley, and Max de Guzman. Your top 5 early here. The Hanson Racing Junior 1 100cc. Or excuse me, Junior 1 206.
Looking like McKinney and Spear pulling away from everybody else. Louis Dilley in 3rd, Schlotthauer dropping back to 4th, and then Maximilian de Guzman in 5th.
Boy, McKinney looks good right now.
Yeah, he is. He looks real comfortable out there. You know, the track is in the new pavement's going to be a little bit more grippy. That's just fine by him. He's navigating it no problemo.
Kennedy Spear's been tough all day too. Just a bit back, but still solid.
I got to see how she came out of that first apex pretty good, and you know, just still unable to close ground on McKinney.
And this is where track position's so important. Your starts are super important. There's Spear. Dilley in the 3rd spot. Wow,
good battle with Dilley and Schlotthauer in that 3-4 spot.
Oh, down the hill we go. Looks like de Guzman and Walker are going to have a little battle in it. It's tough to see here, folks. I mean, it's pretty dark, and so the numbers aren't the biggest.
Yeah, it looks like Spear is maybe closing the gap just a little bit there on McKinney.
Yep. And you'll see the back two that are kind of teamed up. It kind of helps when you got a pair.
Yeah, and they're trying to draft a little bit and help
Correct.
each other, push each other forward.
This is the best I've seen Max de Guzman run. He's in the top 5 right now. He is solid at the moment.
24 karts on this track. These drivers 7 to 12 years old, and they're going 50, 55 miles an hour. And I mean, this is a road course, but it's really a short track, 7/10 of a mile. I mean, there are a lot of twists and turns, and they get up a lot of speed before they have to make these sharp turns and these cuts. So really impressive driving at such a young age.
Correct. De Guzman has dropped a couple spots as Jonathan Walker and Trevor Clinton sneaked by. Logan Chioski in the 8th spot, and Asad Nikodambev sitting in the 9th spot. Charlie O'Neill, really good kid. He rounds out the top 10.
But at the top of the leaderboard, it's unchanged. McKinney, Spear, Dilley, and Schlotthauer.
Some pretty cool bling. I got to see who that is.
Yeah, they've got some Christmas lights. What do you call that? Getting in the holiday spirit? What's it?
Yeah, what do they call those?
Rim lights?
Rope lights?
Rope lights, I got you. These drivers about 2 inches off the track. I mean, that's I mean, it looks pretty fast from up here, but I'm telling you, having had the opportunity just to drive some of these karts just for fun, just to kind of get an idea about how the sport works and everything, it's pretty hairy.
It is. It's one of the toughest forms of motorsports you can do. I mean, they're tougher than cars without question.
Well, a lot of the great NASCAR drivers have come out of kart racing.
That's Jackson's speed with the lights.
And there you see down the front straight, that is our leader, Case McKinney. Spear, Dilly, Schlotthauer still 2, 3, and 4. But moving into 5th now is Trevor Clinton, passing Jonathan Walker.
Nika Dombev still in the 8th spot. Logan Chiowski is 9th. Charlie O'Neill 10th. Liam McKinney and Daxton Knutson in the 12th spot. There you see a good shot of McKinney coming down the back chute.
Yeah, he took that lead from Bowdish in the outset there, and he has.
Hasn't looked back. I think Bowdish got tied up in a little bit of something.
Yeah, he is not even in the top 12 now. He was 11th for the while.
Yeah, he's back to 13th.
And again, that top 4 unchanged.
71 is your
Yeah, there's some of that bling you were talking about. Those rope lights look pretty cool. I need to get some of those for my Subaru. Make a little statement when I drive in the morning to the school parking lot.
Get them glowing underneath.
Here you see McKinney. He's starting to run into some lap traffic, and that might open the door a little bit, or maybe not, because he just navigates pretty easily for Kennedy Spear and Lewis Dilly.
2nd, 3rd, Schlotthauer 4th, Trevor Clinton 5th, Jonathan Walker is 6th. De Guzman hanging on to that 7th spot, and Nika Dombev doing a nice job in the 8th position. So laps winding down. Should be seeing the white here very shortly. And that's kind of the downfall of the time stuff. You don't really have a lap count, so it's hard to really know when you need to go and when to.
It's just whenever you get to that certain mark.
You got to. It's a strategy. Completely different strategy.
McKinney now on lap 7 technically. Coming up on 8 minutes into this race.
There goes McKinney, and he is rolling. 52.520 or 52.604 that last lap.
Yeah, he's not getting any slower.
So pretty good number. Trevor Clinton just putting up his best lap with a 52.471. Down the hill we go, Schlotthauer.
I'm looking at McKinney here as he is going down that back straightaway, very much in control.
Yeah, he's gone.
He has opened up a wide lead over Kennedy Spear.
There's a good battle heating up over there. Schlotthauer, Trevor Clinton, and Jonathan Walker.
Still no signal for that final lap, so they run these about 9-10 minutes. Am I correct? 10 minutes, I believe?
10 minutes.
So, yeah, so they just went around. They'll probably do one more lap and then the final lap coming up here. But unless Case McKinney defeats himself, I don't think there's anything keeping him from the checkers.
Nope. He's in command of this one.
There he comes, motoring down that back straightaway at probably 50, 55 miles an hour. Spears still in second. Dilly still in third. Schlotthauer still in fourth. Clinton still in fifth.
You know, Brian, I'm surprised Spear isn't a little bit closer. She's been up there battling for the lead all day long. Both heat races, she was probably the car to beat.
Well, Case McKinney just ran his fastest lap of the night just now at 52.375. So he is maybe just smoking.
Pretty solid number.
As he navigates some lap traffic there. And we get the white flag. One more lap separates Case McKinney from victory as he rolls into turn one. Goes downhill into turn two, looking sharper than ever. He's gotten stronger as his race has moved along. Now into the short chute and the horseshoe. He is putting on a clinic here tonight, Terry.
He is, for sure. He's looked good all week, all day long.
This back section of the race, I mean, the technical racing is so important, and he has been so smooth into all those corners in the back straightaway, just really maximizing his speed. Look at him blow right by the lap traffic, and here he comes down the final straightaway. It will be Case McKinney taking the victory in the Hanson Racing Junior 1-206.
Kennedy Spear follows him across the stripe in the second spot. Colt Schlotthauer brings it home in the podium. Oh no, Dilly nips him at the stripe. So Lewis Dilly nips Schlotthauer at the stripe to take the podium. Trevor Clinton will be fifth. De Guzman will be sixth. Jonathan Walker, Asad Nikodambev, Logan Chioski, and Charlie O'Neill.
Boy, a good look there at Case McKinney. He was pumping his fist. He was psyched. Gotta love that. Such a great confidence builder for the young man. I mean, these drivers only 7 to 12 years old. They are young. 24 karts going 50, 55 miles an hour on this track here, just 0.7 of a mile. And those kids so young and so fearless and really just growing up before our eyes. That was pretty cool to see. Once again, here's a good look at him. Our winner is Case McKinney. He takes the checkers in the Hanson Racing Junior 1-206. A word from our winner. And the next race coming up, it's going to be two of them. The Midnight Motorsports Tag Heavy and the Total Energy Management 100cc Junior. That's coming up right after this.
Kevin Rounds here in the winner's circle of the Hanson Racing Junior 1-206 with winner Case McKinney. First off, congratulations. How does it feel to be the winner?
Great, it feels awesome.
What do you think was the difference? I mean, you really had a clean track out there, but you were able to really put the pedal to it and take care of business. Why do you think you were so fast?
Just taking deep breaths, being able to hit my marks and make sure I was able to be just on it all the time.
Now we have people we need to thank. You're a winner, so you have to start thanking your sponsors. So make sure let's get those in there.
Riverside Collision, Hanson Racing, the sponsors are the whole track. That's kind of it.
All right, Case, thanks so much and congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, let's head back to Brian and Terry.
Thanks, Kevin. Don't go anywhere. Up next, it's a doubleheader. Midnight Motorsports Tag Heavy and the Total Energy Management 100cc Junior races. And that's coming up right after this short timeout. We are back racing here at the Tri-City Kart Club. Two races here in one. Midnight Motorsports Tag Heavy and the Total Energy Management 100cc Junior. Terry, take us through these two fields.
Well, in our 100cc Junior, your pole sitter is going to be the 19 of Chase Reynolds. Joining him on the outside will be the 822 of Tristan Moore. Tegan McNeil in the 4 and Wyatt Knopp in the 30 make up row number 2. Lucy Becklin in the 91 and Maddox Moran in the 5 make up row number 3. In our Midnight Motorsports Tag Heavy, we have Hunter Hesseltine, your pole sitter in the 612. Kelly Doherty in the 369, Kirby Ockwell in the 89, and Andy Ockwell in the 926, and Lindsey High in the 33.
Now, we are just getting started here as the drivers making their way through turn 2. I believe that is the 100cc junior, and the tag heavy just getting the green flag as they are a little bit behind. That group is now going into turn 2 themselves, and got 2 exciting races and a lot of good drivers to keep track of.
Yep. And when the classes are smaller like this, they kind of combine them, score them separately, but it just eliminates having to run another 10-minute session.
So the Midnight Motorsports Tag Heavy, these drivers are 15 plus, so there can be some adults in there. And these karts are 2-stroke engines that go about 60 miles an hour. Total Energy Management 100cc. These are younger up-and-coming drivers, 12 to 15 years old. Also, karts will go about 60 miles an hour as the 100cc juniors make their way through for their first lap. And Chase Reynolds still in the lead.
And you'll find a lot of the juniors are almost as fast as their adult counterparts, like in the tag heavy, just because of the weight difference.
And tag heavy's completing their first lap, and Hunter Hesseltine in the lead, followed by Kelly Darty.
Good to see Lindsey High out there. I didn't see him earlier today, so I know his son is Lincoln High, so he's probably been busy trying to tune up Lincoln, but good to see Lindsey out there in the 33 in our tag heavy division.
Chase Reynolds there with a nice lap of 48.858. Yeah, a little bit faster there by about 0.7 of a second than Treston Moore.
And that'll change in a minute. Treston Moore's been a beast all day today, but Chase Reynolds in this class has been the guy.
He weaves his way around turn 5, and he is being chased in hot pursuit. Moore is getting after him there.
Yeah,
really seems to be closing the gap a little bit.
Tegan McNeil in the 6th, currently 3rd. Lucy Becklin is 4th. Wyatt Knopp in the 5th spot, and Maddox Moran, who's had some problems today, but hopefully he can get them figured out and get a finish here.
And Reynolds there maintaining his lead over Treston Moore. Hunter Hesseltine still in the lead for the tag heavies.
Yeah, it has been all Hunter Hesseltine all day today. 2 for 2 in the heat races, looking to make it 3 for 3. And you know, that's the deal here, Brian. This 8th annual Saturday Night Shootout, it's become a bucket list for a lot of drivers. They want to get up here and compete with the best.
Now, it's an all-star event, and they have a lot of terrific drivers coming every year. And the event just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And, talking to Craig Chiesa, he said, this weekend's basically been like a sold-out event for them. I mean, it's been the biggest that they've had yet, and that's just cool to see, especially in light of everything we've gone through the last few years. It's been tough on everybody.
It sure has, and that's a testament to this club. They work very hard. I mean, if you look at the facility, it's premier. The track is always prepped right. Even if it's not perfect, it's still always prepped to the best of their ability. So big shout out to the Tri-City Kart Club for this wonderful, not only event, but wonderful facility.
You know what's amazing to me is they did all this work to make what was already a great track even better and to give themselves options, and they didn't miss any racing. I mean, they're still making improvements, and the racing is going. They've just been able to compartmentalize it and do it in a way that they could keep the racing going, which is pretty awesome.
Yep, they had a lot. There was a lot of people that were volunteers that go and work their 40-hour weeks and then be out here in the evenings helping get it prepped before all the paving. And so again, it's just a testament to this club and the passion and commitment they all have for it.
Yeah, logistics-wise, it must have been pretty challenging and wouldn't have been possible, like you said, without those volunteers.
Yeah, for sure. A logistical nightmare.
No changes to our leaders. The number 19, Chase Reynolds, still leading in the Total Energy Management 100cc junior race, and it's Hunter Hesseltine leading in the Midnight Motorsports Tag Heavy.
Kelly Doherty, been runner-up both heat races. So Doherty's probably wondering, what do I got to do to catch this Hesseltine kid?
Tell you what, Treston Moore has cut the gap on Chase Reynolds substantially, trailing by a little less than half a second. So that Junior race is not over.
No, it's not by a long ways. Treston Moore is one of those drivers that may not be strong early, but he always comes on at the end.
There you see just how tight that one is. You can see the gap that has basically evaporated.
And you can see it on the watches. He ran a 47.984 to Reynolds' 48.294. So that's quite a difference. You add that up over 2 or 3 laps, and he's going to be right there.
Those two guys fire down the straightaway, and that lead shrinks even more to 0.4 of a second, Terry. So we got a good finish shaping up in that Total Energy Management 100cc Junior.
Coming up the hill. Moore turning up the heat. He is definitely coming.
And for those curious about the Midnight Motorsports Tag Heavy, that is Hunter Hesseltine's to lose. He leads by more than a lap over Kelly Doherty.
Oh, Reynolds puts up his best number, but Moore is still
right on his tail.
And you can see the gap there at the bottom of the hill as they come up into turn number 3.
Yeah, there's a lot of, that one's going to come down to the wire. Moore picked up a little bit coming up that hill there. I think coming out of that turn, Reynolds wasn't as smooth as he would have liked to have been. And he's going to have to be technically perfect here on this backside as Moore is smelling the opportunity to pass.
Absolutely. He's there right now.
He is maybe 2 karts behind him as they head into the second apex and into the straightaway here on the front side of the racetrack.
And there you can see it.
They are 1-2. That gap now is 0.3 of a second. So there you go.
Oh, Moore deep into turn number 2. Yeah. There now.
Yeah, that was, he is every time he goes into turn 2, he seems to shave a little bit of time off that. Now into the horseshoe. They are stuck together.
Well, remember, if you're Reynolds, you've got nobody to pace yourself. You got Moore who's looking at Reynolds, and he's got a guide and something to chase. When you're leading, you got to kind of set your own pace. And there it looks like he stretched it out a little bit on the back stretch.
Yeah, it's how you go into that first apex turn that really can open up some speed for you. I think that might be the one reason why Reynolds has been able to hold Moore off, is he's had a lot of success there on that back straightaway. Here they go into that turn 2. That is a tight hairpin now. Boy, Moore wants him there. You get the sense, Terry, that that's where the pass might happen if it does. They just rub fenders right there.
Yep. Moore, Chase Reynolds.
This is our first really good battle of the night. It's getting fun. Turn 5.
Boy, Moore is there. Ooh, good run there.
Try to go to the outside. He is right behind him. And now down that front straightaway here. A little bit of shave 0.05 of a second off. Now basically trailing by 1/4 of a second.
Boy, look at Moore. He might try it here. He is right there on the back of Chase Reynolds. Oh,
into the horseshoe, maybe on the back end. No, not going to happen. The back end of the horseshoe there, that's sometimes a spot where people...
And here we go.
Try to go on the inside of turn 5. No.
We got some lap traffic ahead that might play a part here.
Yeah, that's making things complicated for Chase Reynolds, who really likes to accelerate down that back straightaway into the second apex. It looks like he was able to get a little bit of room there on that back straightaway.
Little breathing room. Not much, but a little.
Downhill into turn 2. Great battle between the 19 of Chase Reynolds and the 822 of Treston Moore.
In our Midnight Motorsports Tag Heavy, it's still Hunter Hesseltine with Kelly Doherty trying to find a way to get up there and challenge Hesseltine. Going to be a tough one. Hesseltine has been solid.
Tell you what, Chase Reynolds that last lap ran his best lap.
47.922. Kirby Ockwell.
And
in
there's
the
the
89
white
is third. Go ahead, Brian.
There's the white flag. So one more lap. If Tristan Moore is going to do it, it's got to happen here.
Boy, I hate to say I don't know. It's up the hill they go into turn number 3.
Moore's got an opportunity, perhaps on the horseshoe. Just can't quite get close.
Oh,
He's going to make the crossover move into turn 5, and he gets by Reynolds.
Wow, what a move by Tristan Moore.
That was an aggressive move. And now he looks back there for a second and is taking off down the back straightaway and expanding his lead. Boy, Reynolds did everything he could to try and hold him off.
Just left that door open a little bit too wide.
And taking the checkers is Tristan Moore in the 822, followed by Chase Reynolds. And Terry, you were right. He was not to be counted out.
Nope. That was left the door open just a little bit too long. And Tristan Moore going to come home with the victory. Chase Reynolds will be second. Tegan McNeil third. Wyatt Knopp will be fourth. Fifth will be Lucy Becklin. And sixth will be Maddox Moran. In our Midnight Motorsports Tag Heavy, it'll be Hunter Hesseltine, your winner. Kelly Doherty in second. Kirby Ockwell third. Fourth will be Andy Ockwell in the 926. And Lindsey High in the 33. Brian?
Yeah, that was some race there. It's always fun. We always get some great finishes here at the Saturday Night Shootout, and tonight is a familiar refrain in that regard. Once again, our winners in the Total Energy Management 100cc Junior Race, it's Tristan Moore, and in the Midnight Motorsports Tag Heavy, it's Hunter Hesseltine. A word from both of them. And our next race, the Animal Motorsports Masters 206, coming up right after this.
Kevin Rounce down in the winner's circle with the winner of the Total Energy Management 100cc Juniors, Mr. Tristan Moore. First off, Tristan, congratulations. That was one heck of a race. How does it feel to be the winner of it?
Pretty grateful for the win.
What do you think? I mean, you and Chase were like essentially nose to tail for the entire race. What was it that you saw in that last lap that allowed you to get around him?
I just dived it in there. Thought I could do it, and I did it.
What's the sort of the key, do you think? What made you so fast today and able to win this final race?
My dad doing the kart, tuning in and everything.
All right, and we can't forget the other half. Make sure that you thank everybody over there too.
And my stepmom, and Raylan's boyfriend, and Raylan.
Tristan, thanks so much. Congratulations. Kevin Rounce down here in the winner's circle of the Midnight Motorsports Tag Heavy Race. It is Hunter Hesseltine. First off, Hunter, congratulations.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
What was it like racing with two different classifications out there?
It's a little bit harder because you have to deal with people that are slower in front of you, but it's easy to work by them if you're fast enough and, can make a maneuver quick enough.
How does it feel to take home that checkered flag and be the winner?
Feels awesome. I'm happy I was able to do it.
What do you think was the key for your racing today?
All the help from my mom, my grandpa, and all the help from my team. Thank you, HRE, Doug and Lori.
You know you're a racer when you're able to nail the sponsors. That's a good job.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Hunter, congratulations.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
All right, Hunter Hesseltine, winner of the Midnight Motorsports Tag Heavy Race. Let's go back up to Brian and Terry.
Thanks, Kevin. Don't go anywhere. Up next, it's the Animal Motorsports Masters 206 right after this short timeout. The racing here is only just beginning. Another fantastic race about to begin. It's the Animal Motorsports Masters 206. 24 karts on the race. Driver is 32 years of age and older. But these guys are the diehards, the veterans, and we'll see some great racing here, Terry.
We will. As the green flag flies, let's see if Chase Meyer can does early on. Ooh. Jeff Bays hangs on to second. Jeff Lewis will fall into third early.
I believe those guys started 1, 2, 3.
Yes, they did.
Not necessarily in that order, but they did start 1, 2, 3 in the race. So that'll be a good battle. Chase Meyer, terrific driver. One of the drivers that I know was talked about coming into tonight.
For sure. He was, both his heat races, he was not dominant, but he was definitely the car to beat.
Saw son Jensen racing in the kid kart race earlier tonight.
Yes, good stuff. Family fun. Pretty neat. Clayton Hayes Sr. currently in the 5th spot as they cross the stripe. Jeff Bays in second. Lewis in the 638 will be third. Clayton Hayes is 4th. Brandon Badel in the 117 will be 5th. Nick Goodfellow, that's one to keep your eye on too as well, in the 25 is 6th.
And pretty clean racing here to start out with 24 karts on the track. And these guys moving. Right now, Chase Meyer has opened up a little bit of a gap with the 2, 3, and 4 positions of Jeff Bays, Jeff Lewis, and Clayton Hayes Sr.
But as we saw in the last one, that gap can evaporate awful quick, especially with 3 of them running together.
Yeah, I think right now the move of the night is definitely Treston Moore's.
Yep. We'll have to keep that and compare it to some of the other moves tonight.
That was a nifty-looking pass he made on turn 5 to get by and claim the victory in the last race there, the 100cc Junior. And this one here shaping up to be another good one with Chase Meyer in front as he makes his way into the chute. That is his 10 car. He's got that red and yellow helmet through the horseshoe and into turn 5. And a lot of mixing it up going on between Jeff Bays and Jeff Lewis, the 2 Jeffs.
Yep. Been back in 6th, 7th, and 8th. Keith Land, Brandon Badel, Joe Filipenko, all going at it.
There's the 10 car of Meyer down the back straightaway. And he shoots down the front straight now after making his way through the double apex.
In the 9th spot, it'll be the 355 or the 335 of Chris Worley. Derek Biddle in the 9, and Tanner Edwards in the 42 will be 11th.
Yeah, right now nobody close to Meyer in terms of track time.
No, over a second lead this early. And they're back there doing exactly what Chase wants them to do, is back there battling between the 3 of them. Oh, good move there. Almost. By Jeff Lewis.
Yeah, he's been all over Bays. You got to wonder, sometimes that'll benefit Clayton Hayes Sr.
Yes.
That guy kind of hanging out right behind him, waiting for those 2 to make a little bit of a mistake, and he can cross over and get by him.
I think you called it earlier, the catbird seat. Sometimes it's best to let things play out and come to you. But Hayes can't dilly-dally because he's got a guy by the name of Nick Goodfellow. And Nick Goodfellow he's trouble.
His lap was faster than Hayes's on that last turn.
Yeah, Goodfellow is 5th. Filipenko is 6th. Brandon Badel is 7th, and Keith Land in the 8th spot. Chris Worley and Derek Biddle round out our top 10.
Yeah, Hayes has fallen back a little bit behind the 2 Jeffs, and they are in a dogfight for that 2nd spot.
Would expect nothing else. It's the Saturday Night Shootout, right?
That's right. There you see our leader, Meyer, and then Bays and Lewis remain unchanged. But who knows for how long. Boy, Lewis is right on top of Bays going into that second turn.
That's a good battle for the 2nd spot. Clayton Hayes Sr. put some real estate on Goodfellow, so he's got a little bit of breathing room.
And all this battling behind him is really benefiting Chase Meyer, who is he just took a peek over his shoulder, wondering where everybody else was. He is opening up a very wide lead. The gap is 2 seconds. That is quite a bit.
Yes, it is.
Just 4 laps into a race.
But if you notice Meyer, he's smooth. He hits his marks. Doesn't make a lot of mistakes. Boy, you do that for 10 minutes, and you know, that 2 seconds is easy to come by.
Trying to get a good look at Bays and Lewis, because it looked like
Bays got him.
Yeah, it looked like Bays did. Well, Bays is in front, and but Lewis was behind. But it looked like Lewis might have a shot there into turn 1.
Lewis got him.
Oh, Lewis did get him. Okay,
Yep,
he's in the.
Got him after scoring.
Yeah. He got him in turn 1. But it's been tough to keep an eye on that little battle between second and third, with this guy so far ahead of everybody else, Chase Meyer.
Got a good one going here.
There you see it. That is Lewis now ahead of Bays.
Chris Worley creeping into the top 6 in that 335. He got by Joe Filipenko.
That Worley name is one of those familiar ones we always seem to hear here at the Saturday Night Shootout.
Midnight Motorsports. 2 of the very best, Ricky and Chris. And forming quite a team. The Midnight Motorsports team has really picked up over the last season, so they're doing really good things.
There you see some communication between Chase Meyer and some lap traffic as he is able to navigate through. And
that's what you like to see when you're getting a lap down. You see the guy motion him to go by. Hey, I'm going to give you the lane. That's called racing etiquette, and I love that.
Boy, Lewis is, I mean, he passed Bays, but that by no means has decided that second spot.
Well, he's driven away. No doubt about it.
Well, they were pretty tight going into turn 1, and Lewis has actually opened up a little bit of space there into turn 2. That's impressive. You know who is making a move on Nick Goodfellow did pass Clayton Hayes Sr. Okay.
Yeah, you blink and you go to look at something and you miss something. It's just, there's stuff going on everywhere.
Oh, 24 karts on the track. I mean, there are some big races, like some large fields. We got 2 early here with 24 karts. The Hanson Racing Junior 1206, which we saw earlier. And now the Animal Motorsports Masters 206 with 24 karts here. Later on, the Bass Spray Services Junior 2 will have 30 karts on it. And then, of course, the Miller Lawn Care Senior 206 will have 40. So we've got some large fields, some terrific drivers, and some great racing action coming up.
Yeah, you don't want to miss this. It's the best is yet to come. Chase Meyer, Jeff Lewis, Jeff Bays, Nick Goodfellow, and Clayton Hayes Sr. are top 5.
You know, Chase is a great racing name, but right now it doesn't really work for him.
Yeah. Well, he's being chased.
But he's not chasing anybody.
He is not. He's in command of this one. Up to just 2.2 second lead for Chase Meyer over Jeff Lewis.
This is typically one of the more competitive races that we'll have.
They just throughout the country, if you look at any racetrack, the 206 class is really super competitive because you can't really do anything to them.
But at the same time, not tonight.
Nope.
Chase Meyer has been dominating this one pretty much from the start.
Yep, and that's the beauty of this class is driver and setup.
Started out on the pole, and he has led from the start.
Six through 10 will be Clayton Hayes Sr., Joe Filipenko, Brandon Badel, Derek Biddle in the 9, and Tanner Edwards in the 42. Brian Green will be 13th. Rich Bowen will be 14th. Troy Shiflett will be 15th, and Randy Bell 16th.
A little pass there. Wasn't sure which cars were involved. There you see Chase Meyer. Total domination here in the Animal Motorsports Masters 206. He is really competing against himself and just needs to avoid making mistakes, navigate the lap traffic.
Without a doubt. Just keep it on the racetrack.
There he is down the back straightaway. Got the flagger here at the podium. Getting ready to wave that white flag. One more lap separating Chase Meyer from victory here tonight in the Animal Motorsports Masters 206.
Oh, Lewis just put up his best number of 53.579.
He had some trouble battling Jeff Bays early on, but he has put some distance between himself and Bays, who was previously in second. Now it is Lewis.
Yeah.
Goodfellow in fourth, followed by Chris Worley.
And Lewis was actually quicker than your leader that last lap, but too little too late, I do believe.
There is Meyer navigating that back section.
Oh, we got one off.
And we got a car off, too. But down that back straightaway is Chase Meyer.
Too bad. Tough break. One to go. Or coming to the flag.
Down the straightaway. Here it is. Chase Meyer is our winner. Won by 1.3 seconds over Jeff Lewis. Jeff Bays in third. And then Chris Worley sneaking up into the fourth spot. Clayton Hayes Sr. back into the top five. Nick Goodfellow following all the way into the eighth spot. Once again, Chase Meyer takes the Animal Motorsports Masters 206. Let's send it down to Victory Lane, where Kevin Rounds is standing by with our winner.
Kevin Rounds here in the winner's circle of the Animal Motorsports 206 Masters with Chase Meyer. First off, Chase, congratulations. You won both heats in the final, a perfect week, and that's got to feel pretty good.
Thanks. Yeah, it felt real good. Put it on pole in qualifying also. Been fast all weekend. Nice.
How important is it to be up front on this track?
Very important. There's some passing's pretty tough where they're low horsepower engines. Got to just be smooth and consistent, and it's been nice being out front all weekend.
How much does this mean to you, or does it mean any more, given that last year you had the incident, had to spend a little bit of time recovering, and now you're back out here taking a checkered flag?
Oh, it means a whole lot after that. Definitely redemption. Glad to be back out here and in the front.
What's the key, do you think? Who was helping you the most? We got to thank our family and our sponsors, I'm sure.
Yeah, like thank my family and friends that came out to support. Had some tuning help from Jeff. Yeah, got the cart hooked up and just been a rocket all weekend.
All right, Chase, thanks so much and congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, Chase Meyer, winner of the Animal Motorsports Masters 206. Let's send it back up to Brian and Terry, guys.
Thanks, Kevin. Don't go anywhere. Up next, it's the Defensive Driving School 100cc Senior, and it's right after this short timeout. Just about halfway through tonight's racing here at the Tri-City Kart Club, 8th annual Saturday Night Shootout. And our next race is the Defensive Driving School 100cc Senior. And Terry, this race is a little ironic. I'm not sure it's going to be a lot of defensive driving we'll be seeing.
Well, no, but you've got some great drivers here. Caleb Schroeder, Tegan Fletcher, who are bringing them down right now. It looks like our chief starter, Dalton Edgar, are going to look them over. And we're about ready to go green, Brian.
Here we go into turn one. Boy, this is a packed race right here. I don't know how they navigate that at 60 miles an hour without a wreck. Into turn two, downhill. And, boy, they're looking good.
Schroeder, your leader. Tegan Fletcher in the second spot.
Looks like drivers have fanned out a little bit as they go into turn five.
Jack Doyle currently sitting in the third spot in the 928 machine. Schroeder's going to be tough. He's been tough all day. He's actually doing some big car stuff as well. There come the leaders.
Caleb Schroeder still in front. He started on the pole. He's opened up about 3-kart lead over second place. I believe that's Tegan Fletcher trailing him. You know, Fletcher still in second, followed by Jack Doyle in third.
Look at Gracie Brown in the 8th spot. She's had a really good day as well. One of the better days I've seen her have.
Trey Arnzen in the 9th spot. I love that guy spells his name with a backward 3. I think that with a 3, the E is the 3.
Isn't that cool?
The backward E, which is technically a 3.
That is super cool.
The Dale Earnhardt reference for those of you who wonder what I'm talking about.
Boy, Lorelei Owen, currently in the 6th spot in the 22. What a great start for the 22.
I'm just to say this, there are some terrific female drivers here in kart racing. I mean, think of Kennedy Spear, Lorelei right here, and then, of course, everybody knows Daytona.
Arnzen, yep. Schroeder, Fletcher, and Doyle, your top 3.
There's a good battle right now for that 3-4 position between Jack Doyle and Ryan Badal.
Really good battle.
Doyle just shut the door on him on the backside of that horseshoe.
Oh, Badal gonna try it, I think. I don't know if he got it.
There is Schroeder down the front straight and still in the lead, opening up a sizable lead. Tegan Fletcher trying to keep up. Seems like it's Schroeder, Fletcher, and then everybody else.
Yeah, we look down at the 10th spot, the 6Z of Ricky Worley from Midnight Motorsports, Chris's brother. He's doing double duty, running some shifter. And our defensive driving school 100cc senior.
Tell you what, Schroeder just looked over his shoulder. He's like, where is everybody?
Yeah.
And you're just a little bit faster, dude.
Well, part of that, too, is that's how you pace yourself. Look back, see where they are. If you can cruise it a little bit, you know, you don't have to push it quite so hard. But everybody putting up their best numbers of the race so far.
The problem is, none of them are better than Caleb Schroeder. He's got the fastest time.
Not at the moment, correct.
Yeah, he is by himself.
Yeah, he's quite a wheel. And he's doing some big car stuff, too, some SCCA road racing stuff. So he gets a lot of seat time.
And there you saw Jack Doyle and Ryan Badal still in a battle. Gotta give Doyle some credit holding off Badal, who's been.
Hey, Jack Doyle can wheel.
There you see him.
He's really a solid all-around driver. Always in the hunt, and he just gets faster and faster. I know last year he was pretty good, but I think he's definitely improved from last year to this year, without question.
And that's really been the best battle we've seen here tonight in that 3-4 spot. Defensive Driving School 100cc senior race. These drivers 15 years of age and older. So you can have some full-on grown-ups here. These karts are two-stroke engines. They go 60 miles an hour. You know, on these straightaways, they definitely get up to that top speed.
There's a shot of your leader, the 21 of Caleb Schroeder. Tegan Fletcher in the second spot. Jack Doyle still third, who put up his best number of the race so far.
There he is going into the horseshoe. You see Tegan Fletcher up front, and now a good look at Doyle, followed by Badal.
Ethan Barrett, Lorelei Owen in the sixth spot. Gracie Brown at seventh.
And once again, a good look at our leader. He has been leading from the start. Caleb Schroeder began on the pole, and he has continued to increase his lead. I believe this is his best lap yet at 47.424, Terry.
Yeah, almost over a 2.5 second lead over second place, Tegan Fletcher. So they got their work cut out for him, Brian. No doubt about it. Let's look a little deeper in the field. The 6Z of Ricky Worley is 10th. Mason Smark from McMinnville, Oregon is 7th or 11th in the number 7. Spencer Dutton, he struggled today. I don't know how he was yesterday, but he's usually up a little bit further. Trevor Fitzgerald is 13th. And Brian Schrader's put that up to 3 seconds now, over 3 seconds.
Well, familiar storyline, or a similar one, I should say, to the Animal Motorsports Masters Tour 6, where Chase Meyer basically won that one going away, led the entire race, and right now, the only driver that could beat Caleb Schrader is really Caleb Schrader. If he doesn't make any mistakes, hard to believe that he won't end up taking the checker flag.
And Tegan Fletcher was your quick qualifier. Still running good in the second spot. Just can't quite drop that number. Just about 6/10 off of your leader, Schrader.
Yeah, there's an over 3 second gap.
Now that was better. A 47.768 for Fletcher. For your leaders, 47.541. So going to take a little more than that to get back up there. But McNeil going to get some company, so maybe turning up the wick a little bit, Brian.
Pretty dominant racing day here for Caleb Schrader. The top 4 has not changed. Ethan Barrett sneaking in the top 5.
Wow, Fletcher putting up another big number. 47.540 or 647 to Schrader's 450. But that 2/10 has stayed the same. So as Fletcher gets quicker, Schrader turns up the wick.
Yeah, he's still not racing faster than him. His lap times are still not any faster, so he's pretty much.
It's all about pace, you know. You want to run as hard as you have to. Saves on equipment, saves on tires, and lessens those mistakes, I think.
And there's that battle between, trying to get a good look there at those other two cars.
That's Doyle and Badal, and
yeah.
I think Badal has gotten by Doyle.
Seeing a 55, so I just no, that was Tegan Fletcher. I'm sorry, I was getting confused. Yeah, it looks like he's trying to close the ground on Tegan Fletcher. Doyle is. That's actually a pretty tight race. They're about a half second between second and third right now.
Mm-hmm.
There you see Fletcher and Doyle gaining ground.
Boy, Doyle has put some real estate between himself and Ryan Badel.
And Badel had really tried to battle him hard initially. And he's fallen off the pace. And now that battle for second is
it's
intriguing.
Up. Yep,
Let's
it
just
is
say
intriguing. Absolutely. But it might be too little too late, Brian. One to go.
Yeah, white flag. And although, but I tell you what, Fletcher had some trouble there coming out of the second apex. And that allowed Doyle to gain a little ground on him. There you see those two guys. Doyle's right on his tail, but he's got to make a move quick. Fletcher has to be perfect here as they go into the short chute and the horseshoe. There you got a good look at our leader, Caleb Schroeder, who is close to taking the checkers. He's down the back straightaway. Nobody is near him. And boy, Fletcher is just doing everything he can as our winner, as we expected. Caleb Schroeder, fantastic here all the way through. And how about that? Jack Doyle at the end on the final straightaway.
Wow.
Taking Tegan Fletcher for second place. Good battle there between second and third.
Ryan Badel will finish fourth. Ethan Barrett will be fifth. Sixth will go to Lorelei Owen. Great run for Lorelei. Blake Feely in the seventh spot. Trey Arngent is eighth. Gracie Brown ninth. And Mason Smart rounding out our top 10.
Once again, our winner in the Defensive Driving School 100cc is Caleb Schroeder. A word from our winner. And our next race, the MPG Sheet Metal 60cc Cadet, coming up right after this timeout.
Kevin Rounds here in the winner's circle with the winner of the Defensive Driving School 100cc Junior, Caleb Schroeder. First off, Caleb, congratulations, a perfect Saturday. How does it feel to take home this title?
It's a huge win because I'm defending champion, so I had a lot of stuff on my shoulders, so I had to try and repeat, and I was able to repeat after all that fun because I got first in every heat race, second in qualifying, which was a little bit of my mistake, but in the end, it's all that matters is I won the whole thing.
Now, the distance between you and the cars behind you seemed to get a little further with each lap. Was that your car just getting better as it went on, or just not falling off as much as the others?
My mechanic, Artie Carpenter, made sure that at the end of the race, I'll be faster than ever. Because at the beginning of the race, I know I have the speed to where I can pull away in the beginning. But then towards the end, that's where I can really just throw down the fastest laps.
How's your opinion of this new track? They've got it repaved and a new little bit of look from last year. How do you feel like it is out there?
Comparing to last year, the track is definitely more bumpy, but it definitely adds more skill to this track this year. So I like them both, but if I had a preference, I'd probably pick last year's track.
And then anybody you'd like to thank? Obviously, we got some folks I'm sure that you want to thank.
Biggest person I want to thank is my dad for coming all this way, and especially Artie Carpenter, my mechanic, CMC for the hospitality, Rawlston Performance Group for the carts, and Comet Racing Engines for the motor, and then Liquid Death for making sure I'm always hydrated during this hot weekend.
Yeah, 100 degrees early in the day, so yeah, getting lots of water is pretty. Caleb, congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
All right, Caleb Schroeder, winner of the 100cc senior class. Let's go back up to Brian and Terry.
Thanks, Kevin. Don't go anywhere. Up next, the MPG Sheet Metal 60cc Cadet. Much more racing action to come right here on SWX. Welcome back to the 8th annual Saturday Night Shootout presented by Knutson General Contractors. 6 races in the books, folks, and 5 more to go. And next up, this one will be a good one. It's the MPG Sheet Metal 60cc Cadet. These drivers 7 to 12 years old. These karts going 55, 60 miles an hour, and some good battles in store for us here tonight, Terry.
Absolutely. Starting on the pole, this is a guy you want to keep your eye on. The 111 of Jackson Gibson. On the outside will be the 45 of Colt Schlotthauer. Row number 2 will be the 71 of Case McKinney and the 60 of Jack Bowdish. Row number 3 will be Max de Guzman. Trevor Clinton will be in the 61. And row number 4 will be Charlie O'Neill and Jackson Speed Benham.
Oh, they just motored into that first turn, down the hill now into turn 2. And getting a good look there at the 111 of Jackson Gibson in front, followed by Colton Schulhauer.
This one will be one that comes down to the wire, I do believe. Schulhauer got Gibson on the final lap down the back chute to win the second heat.
Schlothauer is right on his tail, but he cannot rest because he's got two pretty good drivers behind him in Case McKinney and Jack Bowdish. Bowdish wanting to bounce back after a tough race earlier.
Absolutely, Brian. You just said it. You cannot rest easy in this class.
Downhill into turn 2.
That's Bowdish. It looked like Bowdish tried to make a move and did. Got by McKinney.
Well, I got to give some credit there to Jackson Gibson holding off Colt Schlothauer through turns 2 and 3. They go around 5 and now getting ready for the first apex and down that back straightaway.
Look at McKinney. McKinney's going to try him. He's looking. Oh, boy.
There's Jackson Gibson. He's going to hang on and continue to lead the race. Chased tightly by Colt Schlothauer. Bowdish and McKinney flipping spaces as Bowdish is now 3rd and McKinney 4th.
Boy, Bowdish is right there.
Had a good look there at 1 and 2 in this race. Jackson Gibson and Colt Schlothauer. There you see the other two, Bowdish and McKinney.
Yeah, little real estate now between Gibson and Schlothauer, but I don't know if that's on purpose or...
You got to wonder if Bowdish can track down Schlothauer at some point. And this is where things always get interesting as they go downhill into that hairpin turn 2, where that outbraking is so important. And go back up the hill. You want to maintain as much speed as possible as you come through turn 3 and into the short chute and the horseshoe, where some more passing can happen. And now it looks like Schlothauer has closed the gap a little bit more on Jackson Gibson. Things are starting to get interesting. And even though it's tough to pass here on the backside, being real smooth through those turns allows you to make up ground on this back straightaway and maybe make a pass in that second apex. And it's looking awfully tight. Yeah, Schlothauer's all over him, Terry.
Boy, he may try it this lap. Into turn number 1 they go. Gibson, Schlothauer down the hill. Bowdish, McKinney. And what McKinney's got to do is just not overdrive it. He's just got to set himself up to be there at the end.
I got a feeling that Colt Schlothauer is being patient here, biding his time. Just 3 laps into this race. There is no hurry.
Nope.
And he's just waiting for Gibson to give him that opening.
Boy, McKinney poking around on Bowdish for sure. Down the back chute, is he going to try it?
They are definitely fender to fender there for a little bit.
Looking to the outside. Let's see if he stuck it or not.
Into turn 1. Schlothauer closing up on turn 2. And he's got the outside there. Good job of closing the door by Gibson. They were even for a point there coming out of turn 2.
Yeah, Bowdish and McKinney are flat going at it.
Down that back straightaway, Gibson expanding his lead. A nice job coming out of that turn.
You know, that's why hitting your marks is so important. You get that good lap, you get that good run, and it can give you just the amount of room you need to get yourself some breathing room.
Schlotthauer must have been a little disappointed there as he thought he could gain some ground and just didn't take that turn quite as well as he wanted to. And now Gibson back to a little bit more of comfortable lead. I wouldn't say it's too comfortable, though. Got about a kart length lead over Colt Schlotthauer.
Oh, McKinney has gotten Bowdish. So McKinney moves to third, Bowdish moves to fourth.
They are
That's
a
what I
ways
mean.
back.
You blink and you miss it. They are a ways back, but boy, that's a battle going on. I'll tell you, the guy that's impressing me is Max de Guzman in the 5th spot. What a solid race he's had.
That battle for first is not over between Gibson and Schlotthauer as they come through the front straightaway. Looking at the lap times there, Schlotthauer was a little bit faster, about 0.15 faster. And Gibson cannot shake him.
Well, we're looking at two really good two-way battles going on. First and second, third and fourth. But like you said, I guarantee you, Brian, Schlotthauer is not done.
Yeah, nice job of hanging with them there on the back straightaway this time around. And now they're going to come down the front straight, and this is going to start getting real interesting as Schlotthauer has closed the gap a little bit. And Gibson can ill afford to make a mistake as they go downhill into turn 2. And let's see, this braking is always interesting.
How about Charlie O'Neill in the 6th spot in the 18? Looking really good. Trevor Clinton, who's usually up there battling, is back in the 7th spot. And 8th is Jackson Speed Benham.
Good look at Jackson Gibson up close in the 111. And behind him, Colt Schlotthauer in the number 45. Gibson's car pink, yellow, a little multicolored. Schlotthauer mostly white, a little blue action. You are watching the 8th annual Saturday Night Shootout presented by Knutson General Contracting. This is the biggest event they've ever had. An all-star racing event in the sport of kart racing that just keeps getting bigger and better every year. More drivers, and now a bigger and better track with 6 or 8 configurations, Terry. Just so cool. 12 turns now instead of 10. And a great battle here in this race, the MPG Sheet Metal 60cc Cadet.
I want to eliminate some of that home track advantage too when you've got a brand new track, right? I mean, it's still some advantage there, but nothing like it would have been if it was on the old configuration.
Gibson had some trouble there with lap traffic, and now Colt Schlotthauer has the inside track going into turn 1, and Schlotthauer is our new leader. It does not show up on the race monitor because the pass happened at the beginning of the next lap, but Schlotthauer is the new leader in the 45 car as Gibson finally made a mistake as he got stuck behind some lap traffic, and Schlotthauer able to take advantage.
Boy, let's see if Gibson can answer now. That's the real test.
Right now, it looks like Schlotthauer's...
He's starting to drive away.
He's trying to drive away, exactly.
Wow. How quickly it changes.
So just to run things down officially now, Colt Schlotthauer in first place, followed by Jackson Gibson now in second place, Case McKinney third, Jack Bowdish fourth, and then in fifth, Maximilian de Guzman.
Six through 8, the 18 of Charlie O'Neill, Trevor Clinton in the 61, and Jackson Speed Benham in the 43.
Oh, Gibson now
driving
all
the wheels
over
off
that bumper of Schlotthauer. Now Schlotthauer's the driver that's got to be perfect. There is the white flag. This is going to be a battle to the end, folks. Coach Schlotthauer, a lap and a half ago, taking the lead from Jackson Gibson in turn 1, and now here is Gibson making the move in turn 2.
Wow! What a move by Gibson.
He gets the lead back as they go down the short chute now. Another opportunity to make a pass for Colt Schlotthauer in the horseshoe. How about Gibson rallying like that and staying focused?
That was an answer. That was, oh, Schlotthauer!
Takes it right back on the back end.
Are you believing this, Brian?
As they head down that back straightaway, did it in the first apex. Schlotthauer's got another chance here down the straightaway. Just got to be perfect here, and it looks like he'll hold off Jackson Gibson. And a tight finish. Colt Schlotthauer wins the MPG Sheet Metal 60cc Cadet. Right now, Terry, I'd say that's our race of the night.
So far, that was the best final lap I've seen in a long time. So it'll go Schlotthauer, Jackson Gibson, Case McKinney in the 3rd spot, Jack Bowdish will be 4th, Max de Guzman will be 5th, Charlie O'Neill with a great run will be 6th, Trevor Clinton will be 7th, and Jackson Speed Bingham will be 8th.
Well, with all due respect to Treston Moore, I might have to give the pass of the night now to Mr. Colt Schlotthauer. That was pretty impressive.
Both of them had some really good answers there.
Well, once again, it's Colt Schlotthauer taking the MPG Sheet Metal 60cc Cadet race. A word from our winner. And our next race, the Wicked Fabrication Shifter Light, coming up right after this.
Kevin Rounce down here in the winner's circle of the MPG Sheet Metal 60cc Cadet with the winner, Colt Schlotthauer. Colt, congratulations. How's it feel?
Oh, I feel really good about the win. You know, Jackson Gibson was a really good competitor. He really had it out for me, but whenever I stuck that pass, I knew that I would stick it. So.
Yeah, what were you thinking when he passes you, takes first back, but you know that you just have to wait for your moment? What were you waiting for?
Well, I was waiting for whenever he braked for that one corner, and then I just went on the inside.
Now, you had a DNF for that first heat, but you come back really, really well. How nice is it to bounce back from that and take that checkered flag?
It feels really good. I feel really accomplished about that win.
All right, let's get our thanks out of the way. Who do you want to thank while you're up here?
Oh, I want to thank Tegan McNeil. I want to thank Treston. I want to thank, of course, my dad and Tom Hamilton, who are my main crew chiefs. And I want to thank my spectators.
And fan club.
Yeah. And I want to thank everyone in Midnight and all the racers who drove out there, because they all drove very well.
All right. Congratulations on the win. That's awesome. You won Heat 2, won this. That's got to be pretty cool, and so congratulations.
Yep, thank you.
All right, Colt Schlotthauer, winner of the MPG Sheet Metal 60cc Cadet. Let's send it back to Brian and Terry in the booth.
Thanks, Kevin. Don't go anywhere. It's going to be wicked. By that, I mean the Wicked Fabrication Shifter Light. That's coming up right after this short timeout. We are back at the Tri-City Kart Club, and we've got an exciting race coming up. It's the Wicked Fabrication Shifter Light. These are two-stroke engines, 5 gears. These karts go 80 miles an hour. Drivers 15 and older. Terry, take us through the field.
Boy, we're off underway. Cole Hager, Cooper Becklin with a great start. He goes to second. This stuff is magnificent. I'm telling you, these guys are poetry in motion. Cole Hager, one of the new kids on the block. Not really new, but new in the shifter division. And boy, he has been absolutely awesome.
Checking out these karts on the straightaway is going to be pretty cool. I mean, they get up to 80 miles an hour. They are flying down that back straightaway.
Yeah, what's kind of cool is as the leaders come by.
That's a good battle. 1-2.
Becklin to the bottom. He got it.
Yeah, he did. Hager had the lead through that first lap, but Cooper Becklin is our new leader in the 19 car, followed by Cole Hager in the 3. That is far from being decided, though.
It is. But you've got Schroeder in third, who we saw dominate. He's in the 3rd spot.
Miles Peterson, Garrett Foss. Miles Peterson in the 12, Garrett Foss in the 26, rounding out the top 5.
Yep. Miles Peterson driving for Jason Hall in XL Racing. One of the best all-around drivers you'll find. So Becklin made some adjustments during the break. He struggled the first and second heat, but boy, he looks like they made some good adjustments.
A little faster than Hager by about 0.4 of a second on that lap.
Check out Miles Peterson in that 4th spot, working on Schroeder. You know, this is his first time back in several years.
Well, Becklin's got himself a nice lead. A good battle brewing between Cole Hager, Caleb Schroeder for 2 and 3. There you see them. And quick behind him is Miles Peterson in the number 12. Garrett Foss still in 5th.
Garrett Foss's team threw the kitchen sink at it all day trying to get it right. They showed up here 3 seconds off the pace, and now look, they're running got a top 5 going. So great job by that underfunded independent team.
Got to respect those teams and the heart they put into it. I mean, everybody at a track like this, you know, just works their tail off, and there's no one hat anybody wears.
Nope, and he's still pretty green to the sport. I mean, he hasn't been in it that long, so for him to be running the top 5 in this kind of competition, it's pretty impressive. Boy, Becklin.
Yeah, he still has the fastest lap. He put another 0.4 of a second on his lead. He now has a little over a second lead over Cole Hager and Caleb Schroeder.
Well, and you know, as I start to think about it, Becklin looked a little off, but I think he was doing the wise move. He's in the show. I don't need to win the heat races. I just need to win the final. So maybe I'm going to just chill and not use up my tires.
And there you see that battle for second place between Hager and Schroeder.
Yeah, Becklin looks pretty good right now.
Of course, when you're going this fast in these particular karts, which, you know, I think puts you susceptible to potentially making that mistake, and so you still got to run a smart race.
You know, but it's been said, though, sometimes in a lot of ways a shifter is a little bit easier to drive because you've got those gears to pull you out of trouble. I maybe agree with that to some degree, but I think, man, still, the amount of times they're shifting up and down in one lap here is, and the timing and still the precision to hit your marks, it's impressive.
Plus, I mean, not only that, you're in a cart, you're 2 inches off the ground, and you're driving with one hand, basically, because you got to have that other hand on the gear shift. You can see it there, the work that Cooper Becklin is putting in to get this kart around the track. There he is down that back straightaway, flying.
Yeah, he's hooked up. Becklin is hooked up.
It is Cooper Becklin's race to lose as we're through 7 laps.
Cole Hager is second, Caleb Schroeder third, Miles Peterson fourth, Garrett Foss in the 5th spot, Jeff Ralph, welcome back. Good to have you back, buddy. The 25 is 6th, and Sebastian Kellogg in the 7th spot.
Cooper Becklin now has a lead over 2 seconds in this race.
Yeah, that surprises me.
There you see that battle for second, and Hager in the 3 car, followed by Schroeder in the 21.
Boy, I'm impressed with Miles Peterson too. That's the first time he sat in that go-kart, and they have done a lot of work in a couple days.
Great battle there for second place. And nobody's catching this guy.
I mean, Peterson's running a number. 44.779. I mean, that's 0.3 off, but boy, for just sitting down in that thing. Yeah, boy, Becklin is. It's almost 3 seconds now, so Becklin is hooked up.
And that right there is Caleb Hager.
Cole Hager.
Hager, excuse me, and then Caleb Schroeder.
Correct. And you know an interesting fact about your leader, Cooper Becklin, he's not only does he do some, I think it's Indy Light stuff, but he's also an awesome high jumper. I think he's a state champ in the high jump.
That's pretty impressive right there.
Yeah, he's quite an athlete.
I think sometimes folks don't realize the athleticism required, you know, to drive any kind of racing vehicle. The amount of sweating you do, especially a vehicle like this where you're going 80 miles an hour on a track with 7 turns over the course of 7/10 of a mile, and your car can go 80 miles an hour and you're shifting.
And the thing's pulling all kinds of G's and your neck is hurting, and you got to still hit your marks and figure out what the kart's doing. And I mean, it's people that don't call this a sport have no clue.
Oh, Caleb Hager has opened up a nice lead there on, excuse me, I did it again, Cole Hager. I've been pretty good with names up until now.
Oh, you're good.
But Cole Hager has opened up a little bit of a cushion over Caleb Schroeder for the second spot.
Yeah, he's got a little bit of breathing room. Nothing a mistake wouldn't clear up, though.
But those guys were pretty much fender to fender for the first few laps. Nobody's been touching this guy, however. His name is Cooper Becklin in the 19. That red and white kart that is looking like the Flash right now.
Yeah, he is definitely hooked up.
Down the front straight. Now got a 3.5 second lead over everybody else.
See, and in this class, that's insane.
It almost seems like he's leaning back and enjoying himself.
Well, he's using that body English to set the chassis in each of the corners. And
yeah, you do bring that up, and that's a really good point. You can see it as he goes into those first couple of turns, how he leans in each direction. Tries to really see it right there. Here comes Becklin again down the front straight.
oh, what happened? Cole Hager done.
Yeah, Cole Hager. Something happened to Cole Hager. Did he spin out somewhere? I'm looking out on the track. Yeah, Caleb Schroeder is our new second place driver, followed by Miles Peterson, Garrett Foss, and Jeff Ralph. There is a yellow flag about to be waved here.
Oh, is that Miles Peterson?
Did Peterson have some issues as well?
Yeah, he's out of his cart. Maybe they can get a shot of it right over here. Turn number 1. Miles Peterson is out. There it is.
Yeah, so he's out as well. Caleb Schroeder now shooting up to second.
Boy,
as we said, after Cole Hager is off the track. There you see Schroeder. Already won a race earlier today. Our winner will be Cooper Becklin. We've got the white flag out. That is the white flag for Cooper
Boy.
Becklin.
That's a tough blow for Cole Hager, who had such a great weekend going.
And there are the checker flags waving. Cooper Becklin winning the Wicked Fabrication Shifter Light. Some tough luck by some good drivers there at the end.
Boy.
But there was no doubt about who was going to win this thing, Cooper Becklin.
Absolutely. Caleb Schroeder's going to follow Becklin across in the second spot. Garrett Foss, great effort by Foss. In third, Jeff Ralph will be fourth. Sebastian Kellogg fifth. Miles Peterson will be sixth. And just heartbreak for the three at Cole Hager, who ends up seventh.
Once again, in dominant fashion, it's Cooper Becklin taking the Wicked Fabrication Shifter Light. A word from our winner. And our next race, the Bass Spray Services Junior 2, coming up right after this.
Kevin Rounds here in the winner's circle of the Wicked Fabrication Shifter Light with Cooper Becklin. Cooper, congratulations.
Thank you.
So what was the key out there? It seemed like your cart just kept getting stronger and stronger.
Yeah, I mean, we've been struggling all weekend for the engine. I mean, we blew one up yesterday, and this engine's kind of struggling. But called some people, told us what to do, fixed it, and I just had to make sure not to do any mistakes.
Sometimes that's the key, right? Just don't make any mistakes.
Exactly.
What does it mean to be the winner of the Saturday Night Shootout here at TC Casey?
I mean, it means a lot. I mean, I've been struggling a lot this year with a lot of karting and engine stuff. But for this race, I mean, it was my third time winning, so it's kind of a big deal for me.
How's it feel with the new track layout and setup? I mean, you won last year at the old setup, and now you got a little bit different setup.
Yeah, I mean, I personally like last year's better, but the setup for this track's really nice. I mean, the facility's awesome. I mean, it's not perfect, but it is what it is.
What was the key out there, do you think? And then we'll get to our thanks for who we need to thank to.
I think the key was just being consistent and just making sure not to make any mistakes and just keep pushing.
All right, who do you want to thank?
I'd like to thank my family, everyone over at PSL, Helmet House, and then all my friends that came out and watched.
All right, Cooper Becklin, winner, congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, Cooper Becklin, winner. Let's go back up to Brian and Terry.
Thanks, Kevin. Don't go anywhere. Up next, it's the Bass Spray Services Junior 2, right after this short timeout. Back at the Tri-City Kart Club, Bass Spray Services Junior 2 up next. This is one of the big races of the night. 30 karts on the course for this one, Terry.
Yeah, it's going to be a doozy. Madison Hansen's going to be your pole sitter. Tristan Moore, one of our moves of the race, on the outside, the 22. Chase Reynolds in the 68, and Ben Corkery in the 16X.
And there's the green flag. 30 karts going to that first turn.
Hang on.
That's going to be a sight to see. Now downhill into turn 2.
Holy Toledo, we got 3 wide. Oh, that's tippy-toe through the tulips, boy.
I was waiting for that line. There was a couple times I wanted to use it, but I just thought that you had the rights on that one. No, it's a great line. A lot of alliteration.
Do you use that in your classroom?
I'm going to. Well, when you're teaching 8th graders, you are going tippy-toe through the tulips. Here we are down the back straightaway, and it looks like Tristan Moore is our leader to start things out, followed by Madison Hansen. We'll see how things flesh out here as they complete that first lap. Moore still in front now. Chase Reynolds in second. Reynolds had a win earlier tonight as well. We've got our first big spin out. Trying to get a good look at that. That's the 7 car.
That's Enzo Knoll. So Enzo Knoll's night. Is he done? Is he off?
Oh yeah, I think he's off. He's out of the cart.
Tough break. Hate to see that happen.
See the 22 of Moore there. And he does not have a lot of breathing room with Chase Reynolds right behind him.
And Madison Hansen, another one of those female phenoms you've been talking about.
Lurking
Yeah, absolutely.
In that catbird seat.
There you go, baby.
The Terry Bridges catbird seat. That one's sponsored by Terry Bridges.
Oh. Did Reynolds get by?
It looked like somebody got by. Yeah, he did get by. He was all over Moore there.
And if you look at your screen, folks, it looks nice and bright. But from up here where we're at, where Brian and I are at, there's some dark spots. It's hard to see the numbers.
There is Reynolds, and it looks like Moore has fallen back with Madison Hansen right on his bumper there. There they go down that front straightaway. And you see Reynolds there taking that wide turn into turn 1 so he can speed downhill into turn 2. And this is where that outbreak is so critical. Looks like Moore has kind of shut the door on him a little bit. They're really 1, 2, 3, Terry.
They are 1, 2, 3. Throw a blanket over them. You know, I don't know about you, Brian, but isn't there something about racing at night that just, I don't know, it adds a little bit of that excitement to it?
Oh, absolutely. And, you know, you've got a lot of things happening. You know, the track cools down a little bit, changes the nature of things. And it looks like, oh, wow.
Madison Hansen.
She made a move there.
Sure did.
And gets by Moore. She got by Tristan Moore. Looked pretty good earlier today. So now you got Reynolds, Hansen, Moore.
And Ben Corkery.
And
that's
then,
another one you can't count out, the 16X.
And Andrew Hitchcock in 5th.
But you were saying it does change the dynamics a little bit.
Yeah, and then it just, everything's a little bit more fun at night. A little more rowdy.
Yep. Boy, check out the wind. The wind is picked up if you look at the flag. So
yeah, you can see that. That's pretty strong. I don't know what direction that's headed. It's headed out towards turn 1. I don't know, east to west or whichever way that would be. But
I'm gonna guess that's east, but it's blowing at a pretty brisk pace. That flag is waving pretty good. So you got a backwind down the main straightaway and a headwind almost everywhere else.
Well, I'll say this about Tristan Moore is maybe in 3rd, but he is not out of it. His lap was about 0.2 of a second faster than Madison Hansen, so he is trying to battle his way back, much the way he did in that earlier race, Terry, where he was riding 2nd for a long time and made his move late.
Correct. And it seems like he's just got to get in a rhythm. But, you know, Brian, if you look at the 4th place car, Ben Corkery in the 16X, he ran a 52.145, so he's not that far off of Tristan Moore. So they were both quicker than the leaders.
Yeah, and they're basically packed together again. 1, 2, and now 3 and 4 altogether. So that's going to be a fun finish here that we're potentially looking at in this Bass Pro Services Junior 2. This is another one of those 206cc 4-stroke races, Terry, which I'm told means that drafting's a big part of it, which you're seeing here with these 4 cars, and being real smooth in the turns is pretty important. And a lot of times how you come in and out of the corners is important, and you set up your passes 1 or 2 corners ahead of time, right?
Absolutely. That's 100% right. All about momentum, and you know, that's what I like about this class is, you know, some of the other classes, you know, it's speed, and I'm not saying there's not as much, but this, you got to have speed, you got to have strategy, you got to have handle, and you got to.
Oh, there's a move on the outside. Now on the inside, that looks like that was Madison Hansen trying to make a move for 1st place on Chase Reynolds in turn 1.
And does it?
She did get there.
Female.
Ladies first, says Madison Hansen.
Yes.
In the 16, excuse me.
Boy, look at Corkery in that mix. Don't count him out. Corkery to the high side.
Well, Hansen's opened up a little room there with herself and Reynolds.
You know, and I believe she was your quick qualifier, so it would be kind of neat if Madison could get up there and get this W.
And part of it is, I think sometimes Chase Reynolds is trying to fight her off so bad you can lose the handle on your car and lose time.
Yep, overdrive. Very easy to do, especially when you get past. Oh, look at this. We got another one. That might be Moore trying to get by Reynolds. And he did.
Yeah, Reynolds drops down to third place, and Moore is now in second. But I mean, something to be mindful of is a 1.2 second lead now that Hansen has at the end of that last lap. Now doing an excellent job of navigating lap traffic and perhaps maybe using that to build a little bit more of a lead. Down the front straight, there you see the three behind Hansen.
Tristan Moore, Chase Reynolds, Ben Corker, your top four, Andrew Hitchcock, and Ryder Shiflett.
Moore just a little bit faster, though, than Hansen on that last lap.
But Hansen may not be pushing completely now. She's got to, not going to pedal it, but you don't want to make mistakes either.
And I would say it was about 1/10 of a second faster, so it was negligible. But Moore is definitely, as we've seen earlier, Terry, not somebody to be counted out.
You don't fool with him. No, you do not.
He's a good wheelman, they say.
That's exactly right.
Whoever they may be. But Moore has got his hands full because Reynolds and now it's Corkery are definitely still in the discussion there for second place.
Yeah, it went from 1.1 to 1.028.
Hansen into the horseshoe. And those three cars behind her trying to close the gap.
Boy, this would be a huge W for this young lady.
We're 9 laps in right now. This will be lap number 10 when they come through. So we are getting close. If they're going to make a move, it's going to be now. Now look at lap time here, and Tristan Moore able to close the gap again by about 0.25 seconds.
Yeah, but now he's got some heat. Got some heat from Reynolds and Corkery now right there.
I think, yeah, boy, I'll tell you what, Reynolds is giving him a couple of bumps forward.
Yeah, absolutely.
In some senses, that's helping him. I think what Reynolds wants is for Moore and Hansen to get mixed up, and then he can just fly by.
Well, it looks like we got some lap traffic going to play part in this, so.
Nice job of navigating that first apex by Madison Hansen. She got a nice, good push down that back straightaway. Here she is into the front stretch.
Boy, they're getting close. Whew. From 7/10.
That is the white flag. So if they're going to make a move, they're going to do it now. Got to believe that Madison Hansen just needs to run a technically perfect race, and she'll pull away.
Great job of Laphurst getting out of the way.
Yeah, they are on her. We see Tristan Moore doing everything he can. Yeah, this is going to be a fight to the finish here. There goes Moore. He's trying to make his move around turn 5. Into that first apex. Good job by Hansen.
Oh, there's Moore.
Moore's about a half a car behind her. I don't know if he's going to have enough here. This last turn's going to do it.
Boy, this is going to be huge.
Madison Hansen down the front stretch.
She got it.
She is our winner. Hansen followed by Tristan Moore. Great battle down the stretch. Chase Reynolds in third. Ben Corkery in fourth. And Andrew Hitchcock rounding out the 5. The Bass Spray Services Junior 2 in the books. Our winner is Madison Hansen. She takes the checkers, a word from her. And our next race coming up, the Lovitz Coating Shifter Heavy. Stay with us. You are watching the 8th annual Saturday Night Shootout, presented by Knutson General Contractor.
Kevin Rounds here in the winner's circle of the Bass Spray Services Junior 2 race, and a big congratulations to Madison Hansen. Madison, what a race out there.
Yeah, it was really fun. The whole time I was really just trying to remain calm and keep my head in the game to remain in front.
Well, you talk about remaining calm. I was standing next to your grandfather. You said he was having a heart attack, but I'd imagine being in control of that, you just have to keep focused.
Yeah.
So what does it feel like? I mean, that was such a close race. Do you prefer it where it's really close and everybody's right next to each other, or would you rather kind of cruise to an easy win?
It's really intense when you're all right up bundled. Personally, I prefer a gap so I don't have as much stress, but it was really fun.
How aware were you of the cars that were coming up to you right there as you're getting towards the end? They kind of closed up a little bit on you.
Yeah, I was worried about them catching me at the end because of lap traffic coming up, but I seemed to get around them okay.
All right, Madison, how's it? Well, first off, let's say, who do you want to thank while you're here?
I want to thank Hansen Racing and everyone else that supports me.
All right, Madison, congratulations. What a great win, what a great race, and hopefully we get to see you again here in the future.
Yes, thank you.
All right, Madison Hansen, winner of the Bass Spray Services Junior 2 race. We'll have more great racing on SWX coming up after this.
We are back at the Tri-City Kart Club standing start for this one here coming up, the Lovitz Coating Shifter Heavy. 18 karts in this race. These are 2-stroke engines, 5-gear shifting. These karts, motor 75, 80 miles an hour. The flagger told is Dalton Edgar. Terry, that's significant because who's on the pole?
His brother Cam. Join him on the outside, Midnight Motorsports, Ricky Worley. Rusty Lingle in the 73, Terry Lawrence in the 13 make up row 2, Thomas Riddle in the 477, and Travis Henson in the 103 make up row number 3. Row number 4, Aaron Dost, Andrew O'Hagan in the 007. Here we go!
They are moving. Full throttle into turn 1. Looks like Edgar able to hit the brake there and then go uphill into the 3rd turn and down the short chute. Yeah, it's the 690 of Edgar still in the lead.
Terry Lawrence in 3rd. It's the first time he's been back in a while. He's been out of the seat for, well, from what I know, a couple, 2-3 years. So good to see Terry Lawrence back at it.
And these drivers are moving. This is Cam Edgar down the front straightaway, completing lap 1. He is followed by Rusty Lingle making the leap up to 2nd place. I believe he started in 3rd. Passing Ricky Worley, drops down to 4th as Terry Lawrence is now in 3rd. And then rounding out the top 5, Justin Williams. Driver has been impressing you, Terry.
Yep, started 10th and now 5th in 1 lap. That's 5 karts in 1 lap.
Cam Edgar looks strong. He's opened up a little bit of a lead over 2nd place. He was able to circumvent some of that lap traffic, not lap traffic, but just traffic and congestion that you see in the start of a race, and he's expanded his lead now.
Well, and make no bones about it. I mean, Cam Edgar is I would probably say is an underrated shifter driver. He hasn't, he's had some equipment, hasn't maybe been the best stuff, maybe lacking a little horsepower, but he can flat drive it, and he's showing you why right here. Pretty sizable lead.
About a 1/4 second faster than the other drivers on that last lap.
Well, lately in heavy, Rusty Lingle's been winning everything, so This is the best I've seen Cam run. He's been solid all day, both heat races and now it appears the final as well.
He is flying. And he just ran his best lap this past lap, passing his previous best lap, which was the lap before it.
45.302, and that'll go down. I bet they'll be in the 44s here before too long. Ricky Worley in fourth. Justin Williams, my man, in the 5.77. Jumped 5 spots in 1 lap. Thomas Riddle in the 4.77 in 6th. Travis Henson 7th. James O'Brien 8th. Aaron Dose 9th. And Steve Seiler in the 10th spot.
What's unbelievable, Terry, is Cam Edgar already has more than a 2-second advantage over Rusty Lingle,
who's been winning everything. So that just tells you Cam Edgar is hooked up.
Yeah, there's just nobody. I mean, we're getting those. You get those wider shots as you come into the turns, and there's nobody in the same zip code as Cam Edgar right now.
Yep.
In that 6.90.
But boy, if you're going to have a night for racing, this is the kind of night. Been beautiful all day. A little hot, but boy, it's cooled off nice tonight.
Now this is the Lovitz Coating Shifter Heavy. We've got 2 more races after this. The Miller Lawn Care Senior 206. Excuse me, 1 more race. The Miller Lawn Care Senior 206. And we'll be putting a bow on another Saturday Night Shootout. But man, it has been a lot of fun, a lot of great racing. Great to see some familiar, wonderful faces, including yours, Terry.
Thank you, Brian.
But a lot of great people here at the track. Talk about the family and the community atmosphere. I mean, that is kart racing here in the Tri-Cities to a T.
100% right.
Eighth annual Saturday Night Shootout, presented by Knutson General Contracting.
You know, and a big shout out to the LeConte tire too. That's been the official tire of the shootout for the last couple of years, and I'm telling you, man, that tire seems like it's had some pretty good wear, especially throughout the temps we had this weekend.
Well, our leader's in conservation mode with those tires, Cam Edgar.
Lingle just put up his best number, 45.932. Terry Lawrence solid. They must have made some adjustments to 13, much better than he was in that second heat race.
This is Lingle's first lap, a little bit faster than Edgar, but not by much.
Nope.
Just 0.04 of a second, so that's not going to get her done when you're trailing by 2.5 seconds. Got the feeling, like you said earlier, Cam Edgar is trying to just take it easy on things and not use up his tires if he doesn't have to.
Well, did you check this? My boy Justin Williams, 45.625, so he's quicker than all 3.
You know, even if he doesn't win tonight, Terry, he's your boy, and that's a win.
It is. I just like the guys that are. I've never seen Justin run, so he impressed me right out of the gate. Not that I'm anybody. I was just saying, wow, this guy's pretty tough.
He's an up-and-comer. Boy, he is flying, Cam Edgar.
Well, let's see what Williams does this time by. Oh, look who's coming. The 3 of Ricky Worley, Midnight Motorsports, all the way up to the 5th spot. And another good runner, the 103 of Travis Henson, a former 2-time Northwest Gold Cup champ in the regional series. So
right now, Terry Lawrence, Justin Williams, Ricky Worley. That seems like that little pack there, 2 or 3 through 5.
Mm-hmm.
That's where the most action is happening in this race. There you see him. Way in front of them there, you saw him just flying by. It was this guy, the 6'9" of Cam Edgar.
Boy, look who's in 8th. Chris Worley in the 5. 9th will be Steve Seiler in the 0-2. Aaron Dose rounds out our top 10. But yeah, Brian, it's been all Cam Edgar all day.
His lead has shrunk by about a half second, though. So there is that. And we're 9 laps in, probably not enough time for Rusty Lingle unless Edgar were to make a mistake. But right now, it's a good 2-second lead, and it was about 2.5 seconds 2 or 3 laps ago.
Well, that battle is heating up. It's the 5-7-7 in the 13. Terry Lawrence and Justin Williams. That might not be over yet.
Yeah, that is some tight
and
quarters.
You got Ricky Worley right there as well.
You know, I think that's benefiting Cam Edgar a little bit.
You bet it is.
Although Rusty Lingle just ran his best lap time of 45.459.
That's it. Just a little too late, though, I think, for Lingle.
Yeah, he's a little bit faster than Edgar, but it's just not going to be enough. We're 10 laps in.
But boy, how many times have I eaten my words on that?
Well, he'll need Cam Edgar to make a mistake in order for that
a
to
huge mistake or break,
or have some sort of malfunction beyond his control.
There's Edgar.
He's looking good.
He is looking good. He is really hooked up. Rusty Lingle, who is probably doesn't get the credit he deserves. Rusty Lingle he's been the guy to beat every time I've been calling him. Look at Ricky Worley has gotten by Justin Williams. So the 3 is up to the 4th spot.
Well, that's a name that we're used to seeing in the discussion whenever there's a big race.
And if you want to talk underrated, he might be at the top of my list as one of the most underrated shifter drivers.
There's Cam Edgar navigating some lap traffic. That's making things a little bit more tricky for him. We'll see how that impacts his lead going into final laps of this race. There is Terry Lawrence in 3rd, in 13 car. And Justin Williams in the 577 right behind him.
And just got back around Ricky Worley. So those two are having a battle.
Here is the white flag. And that is Cam Edgar zooming by. But Rusty Lingle now able to cut in the lead a little bit more, but still 1.8 seconds behind. That is a comfortable lead. And this race is Mr. Edgar's to lose.
There's Lawrence, Williams, and Ricky Worley. Thomas Riddle in the 6th spot. Henson is 7th. 8th is Chris Worley. 9th is Steve Seiler, and Aaron Dose is 10th. I'm going to tell you, top 10 in this class here tonight is a W.
Here comes the 690 Dalton Edgar, his brother, waving the checker. And Cam Edgar takes it. He is our winner of the Lovitz Coating Shifter Heavy. A dominant performance from Edgar, who led start to finish. Rusty Lingle climbing up to 2nd place, followed by Trey Lawrence, Justin Williams, and Ricky Worley in the 5 spot. Terry, it's hard to believe, but only one more race left.
They've sailed by, and that's a testament to the drivers. Not a whole lot of contact. kept it clean, kept it respectful. I think that's it's a huge compliment to them.
Lots of clean driving tonight. Once again, our winner in the Lovitz Coating Shifter Heavy is Cam Edgar. A word from our winner. And our next and final race coming up, the Miller Lawn Care Senior 206. You are watching the 8th annual Saturday Night Shootout presented by Knutson General Contracting.
Kevin Rounds here in the winner's circle of the Lovitz Coating Shifter Heavy Race with Cam Edgar. First off, Cam, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
You were faster in the final than you were in the heat. Was it the temperature, or did you guys find some speed?
Definitely found some speed. Track kind of came into the play of our setup, and it worked out a little bit better for me, and I was just able to pull away a little bit more and have a little bit of breathing room compared to the heats where they were just, Rusty was breathing down my neck the whole time. So,
what's your preference? Something like the final where it's a little bit more of a Sunday drive, but maybe not as exciting, or something like the heats where it's a little closer?
It's kind of a catch-22, you know. You long for the nice, easy drives where you can get a win, but definitely battling with people, the side-to-side contact and all of it's just way more fun. So definitely would take the win over potentially bending some stuff up, but it's definitely a lot of fun to scrape with people too.
What's the key to running around this new setup on this track?
Durability. I mean, the track's a little bit more bumpy than it used to, and it's rough. It's got a lot of grip. Track carts seem to bind up more, so it's just about being able to outlast it the whole length of the race.
Let's get some thanks in here. Who would you like to thank?
I like to thank Rob and Vanessa from VNR Racing, Rusty Lingo, my beautiful wife, my little daughter Emery here, for all their love and support. All the guys at VNR Racing, they do a fantastic job. My teammates Rusty, Thomas, Sebastian Kellogg, they've all put in a lot of hard work for this weekend, and I think it's paid off pretty well.
And now you get to be the Saturday Night Shootout winner. That's got to be pretty cool.
Pretty stoked about it.
All right, Cam, thanks so much. Appreciate it. Congratulations again.
Thank you very much.
All right, we got more exciting racing action coming up after this.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are about to get rolling in our final race of the night, but by no means are we going out with a whimper, Terry. This one's going to be an incredible battle. The Miller Lawn Care Senior 206. There are 35 carts out on the track. 40 carts registered for this race. 15 plus, that's the age range. These carts go 50, 55 miles an hour. It's that 206cc 4-stroke, so the drafting is so important. This is a rolling start. They are going through that second apex and down the front straightaway. And folks, here is the big finish. Let's listen. And there's the green flag. Let's go racing. Terry, take us through the field.
Boy, Bowden Barnwell on the point, Daytona Arnzen on the outside. It's going to be Barnwell early. This guy has been literally, I hate to say it, because I don't want to jinx him, but he has been literally unbeatable. He has been money in every event I've ever seen him roll.
There he is in that 9 car.
Boy, Arnzen with another not so good start.
Yeah, she started second on the
pole.
rolling start, but she has dropped a few spots here.
And in this class, you don't want to get any deeper in the hole than you might already be. So,
well, it's a miracle with all those carts
that they get through there.
They get through those first couple of turns. I mean, you just figure somebody be a little bit impatient, a little bit itchy with the foot, and make a mistake.
Amen. Oh, we got one out already. You can see it here on coming right into the main straightaway.
Well, right now, through that first lap, Bartwell is your leader. Zach Meyer second. Riley Miller, Trey Arnzen up to 4th.
Look at that mess we got up here.
Bryce Dickman in 5th, and that's a huge mess, man.
Wow. They're going to restart that. That's half the field, I'm guessing.
Trying to see what turn that happened in. I
that's
can't.
Way back over here.
Oh, that's way back. That second apex we're screened from.
Yep.
Yeah, I was assuming so.
Yeah, they're going to have to restart that. There's no way.
There's the 13 car. I want to say the 13 car, was that Doyle? From earlier? No. No, he was the 28.
No, I don't.
Nope.
See if, but I saw the 10.
We'll get her all figured out. There's the 8. Some of these cars are able to salvage things. The 8 looks like it's in a little bit of trouble.
That's Riley Miller. That would be horrific if that was the case.
He seems a little frustrated.
He's fast. That's the problem.
Well, we knew this was going to be an exciting race. We knew a lot of people were going to be aggressive, and they seemed to get through the initial hiccups, but then they failed to go tippy-toe through the tulips there in the second lap.
Yeah, and we were just talking about how smooth it went, too, so we might have jinxed that our own selves.
Well, one thing that's nice to see is some of these karts that spun out into the grass were able to get themselves fired up and going again.
Well, typically the rule is if you spin after, I think it's 90 seconds, or you get out of your kart, that's it, you're done. But in this case, if more than half the field is spun out, then they restart it. So that, I don't know if that was half the field, but it looked like an awful lot where one would certainly have to consider.
Now I'm looking here at our race monitor, Terry, and you know, has this sorted out the wrecks and where people are at this point? Can we go through the top 10 and be fairly accurate? Do we have to wait a little bit?
It'll be a complete restart because they never completed a lap. So what transpired before the wreck? Well,
because they did complete a lap. Some of them did.
Yeah, but did they complete a lap?
I think they completed 1 and almost 2. So we're trying to figure that out right now, talking to some of the race officials as far as whether a full lap was actually completed. At any rate, they are going to do.
They're going to complete restart it, which I think is a smart call.
Okay, so this is basically a restart and just everybody start fresh.
It's a mulligan.
Okay, so I mean that's good news for those folks who are able to get back out on the track. So right now I'm seeing Barnwell on the pole, Arnzen in the 2 spot.
If you got Riley Miller in the 3rd spot, Trey Arnzen is 4th. Zach Meyer, 5th. 6th would be Jake Sessler. 7th would be Corey Rao. Then it's the 6:30 of Bryce Dickman.
And we are back to racing now.
No, they're gonna let them go one more. So this is gonna be their warm-up lap here.
Okay, yeah, they were doing the little wave with the green flag, but it wasn't out.
Just to let them rip. I don't see Gabe Sessler, so he must be out. I didn't see the 41.
Yeah, so it looks like they will do the rolling start after all because they're slowing down a little bit as they go through the horseshoe. So we had a start here, and then we had a little bit of a delay after the big wreck in that second apex before the final straightaway as a chunk of cars were finishing out that first lap, and they decided to do a mulligan and do it all over again here for our final race of the night, the Miller Lawn Care Senior 206. Kart to beat, though, I think, Terry, you would agree, is the one of Bowden Barnwell, the number 9.
Definitely, without question.
There you see the 9, flanked by Daytona Arnzen.
But I will say, like what you said, this restart here is a saving grace for the 500. I mean, she didn't have a very good start, so this gives her a redo here. Hopefully she can take advantage of it.
She gets the ultimate mulligan here. And you hear the motors rumbling. They are waiting for the signal. And there's the green flag. We are racing. Final race of the night at the 8th annual Saturday Night Shootout, presented by Knutson General Contracting, the Miller Lawn Care Senior 206. Down the hill into turn 2 they go.
And once again, I don't see Arnzen.
Yeah, it looks like she's having some problems there, but Bowden Barnwell is in first.
Boy, that's a terrible start for Arnzen.
I think there's something wrong there with the front of that Kart, and that's why she had to fall back. Now this race is underway. Barnwell picking up where he left off and putting some distance already between himself and the rest of the field. About a 4-car lead. He comes down the front stretch here to complete lap number 1. It is Barnwell, Miller, Meyer, Sessler, and Trey Arnzen to round out the top 5.
Daytona Arnzen went from off pole to 12th. So definitely got to be something awry on that 500 machine.
Good battle brewing for 4th spot between Sessler and Trey Arnzen. Right now, nobody touching Barnwell.
I talked to them earlier, Barnwell team, and he was out for a few weeks with a broken collarbone, but seemed to be recovering well. Still Barnwell, Miller, Meyer, Arnzen, Sessler, Corey Rao in the 6th spot. Jacob Smith is 7th.
Well, Trey Arnzen leaping ahead of Jake Sessler into the 4th spot. And Sessler falling off the pace there with those first 4 cars.
There is Gabe Sessler in the 41. He is currently 15th. He'd be one to keep your eye on, Brian.
You said they'll make up some ground pretty quickly.
If it's not hurt in any way, he should. Boy, but 15th in this class is such a, I don't want to say disadvantage, but boy, it's a, with the competition this stiff, it's pretty tough. Oh, Arnzen by Meyer for 3rd.
Yeah, he's climbing his way up. Barnwell just ran his fastest lap.
Look at this move that's for 2nd.
That's Arnzen right there for 2nd. Wow. Did he get there? That is. It's tough to get a good look there.
Boy, there's stuff going on everywhere. Daytona Arnzen has fallen to 19th, so it could be that tire.
That could be that fender.
Yep, could be that, putting that air in that tire, which they might have had to do.
Yeah, Arnzen up to 2nd, passing Riley Miller. Zach Meyer down to 4th. Corey Rao now into the 5th spot, passing Jake Sessler. Nobody passing that guy, number 9, Bowden Barnwell. He is not the fastest man on the track, though. That title goes to Trey Arnzen, who just ran his fastest lap.
Yeah, Barnwell might be in a little trouble here. We'll see. Takes a few laps, get the tires heated back up. But I will say this. If Arnzen is to get Barnwell, he's going to earn every inch of it, because Barnwell's He's a wily veteran boy.
You hear the noise of all these carts just racing by down the front straightaway. Feels awesome.
It is awesome. Uh-oh. Just got word from one of our spotters that Daytona Arnzen is out.
Yeah, she was trying to make a go of it. Got to give her credit for that, but just wasn't going to happen tonight.
Sessler up to 12th.
He was 15th, you said, right?
Correct.
His brother Jake holding steady in the 6th spot. Top 5 unchanged here through this last lap.
The Shark, Jacob Smith 7th, Peyton Jackson is 8th, Zach Fransky in the 689 is 9th, and Tyler Besselin is 10th.
Arnzen continues to close the gap on Barnwell. He was half a second faster than him on that last lap. And what's going on there? That is Arnzen making the pass for the lead. Trey Arnzen. Trey bien. That's what 4 years of high school French will get you. That battle isn't over, though. Barnwell is not letting up at all.
Well, somebody got the black flag.
He is glued to his bumper. Arnzen hanging on, going down the front straightaway here, and now he will register as our new race leader. Good job of closing the door on Barnwell.
But he was a half a second quicker getting there, but as he pulled away, Barnwell is right there.
Sometimes you wonder, some of these drivers that are pretty veteran, do they just let the guy go by and just kind of play with it a little bit?
You know, wants to see where the guy's the strongest at.
Yeah, he's all over Trey Arnzen.
Right. So a half a second getting there and getting by is got to make you think of Barnwell's just doing a little cat and mouse here.
And drafting off him as well.
Because that is not a half a second quicker in my book. But they're almost dead even. 52.702 to Barnwell's 52.7 flat.
Here they go into the short chute. And you can make a pass right here. You get the feeling if you wanted to in the horseshoe.
Miller hanging tough in the 3rd spot. Corey Rao 4th. Zach Meyer 5th. Jacob Smith picks up a spot as he puts Sessler back to 7th.
Here they go into the back straightaway. I think it's a matter of if, not, or when, not if, Barnwell makes that pass attempt. I mean, he's literally been right on that rear bumper.
Look at this. Trey Arnzen, a 52.595. Barnwell, a 52.594. Riley Miller quicker than both of them, a 52.617.
Yeah, will Miller benefit from the two of them battling a little bit? He's closed the door on him a little bit. And again, down that back straightaway.
But let's scroll down. 11th spot, Gabe Sessler, 52.027 to a 52.595 for the leader. So Sessler is, it's just that track position.
I would just say that Sessler is running out of time as we're 10 laps into this thing. Well, Arnzen certainly hasn't lost his nerve. Got to credit him with that. Barnwell is the older, more experienced driver, but Barnwell is not going away.
What a battle for the lead.
Well, it's fitting on this exciting night of racing. All these all-star drivers, that we end with the big finish, the Miller Lawn Care Senior 206, and a great battle for first place between two terrific drivers, Trey Arnzen and Bowden Barnwell.
Here we go, the one to go. So what happens was they stopped the clock wherever they were, and
so we're now on that final lap.
We're getting ready to go. Your leader,
they got the
Trey
white.
Arnzen. We'll see what Barnwell's got.
Arnzen's got a little bit more of a cushion, maybe just working through some lap traffic, but here is the white flag as they come down the front stretch.
This is the money lap, Brian.
And they are going into that first turn. And Barnwell making the move. Downhill into the second turn. And Arnzen gets back in front.
He shut the door.
Boy.
This would be a huge win for Arnzen, let me tell you.
Into the horseshoe. And Barnwell had the inside track, but now it flips back to Arnzen for the advantage. This is a terrific battle. Barnwell trying again to make a move. Into that first apex, he gets in front. And down that back straightaway.
I don't know. Did Barnwell? I didn't see Barnwell go off. I saw a little dust. I thought Arnzen might have got off of there.
And now into the front straightaway. Bowden Barnwell takes the checkers.
Wow!
Edging out Trey Arnzen in a thrilling finish on the back section of that final lap there.
I don't know. I couldn't see completely from here how that was, but
it looked like he caught a little bit of the corner, but was able to save it.
Barnwell is money. Riley Miller will be second. Corey Rao third. Trey Arnzen will fall to fourth after dumping a wheel. That's a salvage right there. Zach Meyer is fifth. Zach Fransky sixth. Gabe Sussler seventh. Jacob Smith will be eighth. The Shark. Peyton Jackson ninth, and Tyler Bessman with a good finish in the 10th spot.
Well, that is how you close out a shootout
For the 8th year.
Boy, that was the biggest year yet. More drivers, more fans than ever. And then the big finish race, the Miller Lawn Care Senior 206 delivers in every way possible. This just in, we are being told, Terry, that there's a possible penalty on Barnwell. So a penalty on Barnwell, and it looks like now Riley Miller
will inherit the win.
He'll inherit the win.
Corey Rao will be second, Trey Arnzen third, and Zach Meyer fourth.
And they'll have to sort out the rest of those things.
Okay.
Yeah, Bowden Barnwell was moved down to fourth with the penalty. So it was a great race, a great battle between Barnwell and Arnzen. Sometimes rubbing is racing, sometimes I guess it's a penalty. In this case, Barnwell drops down to fourth, and Riley Miller, as you said, Terry, inherits the win. So after the penalty and things get sorted out, Riley Miller inherits the win, taking the final race of the night in the Saturday Night Shootout, the Miller Lawn Care Senior 206. A word from our winner coming up right after the break with Kevin Rouse.
Kevin Rounce here in the winner's circle of the Miller Lawn Care Senior 206 with Riley Miller. It seems to work out there that you. Let's start initially with the kind of the initial part of the race. Things go completely wrong, and so like how do you get reset and how do you get refocused?
I mean, right at the start it got red flagged. I kind of missed all that. I was just fine waiting for it to restart. Then on the restart I ended up coming out in second, then drove around second for a couple laps, and then they both got by me and hooked up and drove away basically. And then drove around in third most of the race by myself. And then down in the last few corners, they got into each other and one of them got a penalty. So it ended up working out in the end. But I don't know.
How does it feel to hear Riley Miller's Saturday Night Shootout winner?
Way too good. Way too good. It's awesome. I mean, we've gone the whole year struggling, just not being able to win anything, and then we come here and it's been fast all weekend. So it feels awesome.
I hear you've got a lot of people to thank, so let's give you that opportunity.
I don't know, I got all of Chris and Ricky at Midnight Motorsports. Everyone else helped there. Raylan's boyfriend, Bo. Ross Schlauhauer with Burley Products, and anyone else I missed or might have, everyone that put on the race too. They helped. We wouldn't be here without them. So
when you're in third place and kind of watching those two essentially bump draft each other around the course, what are your thoughts? What's your strategy?
I mean, I knew at that point when I was by myself, I was just kind of there. I kind of had to hope for what happened to happen, and it did. I was just kind of driving around hoping something happened to one of them at least, but. I don't know, you're just kind of driving around hoping for the best, hoping something happens. Can't back out of it, obviously, because there's people behind you. But I don't know, it's just, you can't catch them when they're hooked up like that, so.
Well, but in the end, you still get to be number one.
Yeah, it's still cloud nine. I don't know, it's crazy.
All right, Riley, well, congratulations. You are the winner of the Miller Lawn Care race, and that's just really cool.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate everything. Everyone out here.
All right, Brian, Terry, back to you guys.
And welcome back one final time from the Tri-City Kart Club, the 8th annual Saturday Night Shootout, presented by Knutson General Contracting, has come to a close. And what an exciting finish it was in the Miller Lawn Care Senior 206. A wild finish, a great battle back half of that race between Bowden Barnwell and Trey Arnzen. Barnwell making the pass down that back straightaway, but getting penalized. Arnzen falling back off the pace, and then Barnwell getting the penalty, and it's Riley Miller inheriting the win in the Miller Lawn Care Senior 206. An exciting finish. There was some wrecks. There was a lot of things going on, but Terry, overall, this was an incredible event.
Yeah, one of the like we were talking earlier, one of the best run events on, for the most part. Even with this little disaster we had here, it was still on time. Tri-City Kart Club, great people. Of course, you guys at SWX always do a magnificent job, and yeah, it's just been a great honor to be here and be a part of it for sure.
Well, it's amazing, but another 10 incredible races in the books here. So many talented young drivers. A terrific family affair, a great community event, and a great opportunity for us to showcase this new and improved track that they have here with 6 to 8 configurations. Just an incredible job. Support from the city of Richland, the volunteering to make sure that this happened, and they were able to repave the track, expand it out, add 2 more turns. It's now a 12-turn track, and just create so many more possibilities for terrific racing, and it's been a pleasure. For my broadcast partner, Terry Bridges, and our entire production crew here at SWX, my name is Brian Levitan, and on behalf of everyone here at the 8th annual Saturday Night Shootout presented by Knutson General Contracting, we want to wish you a very good night.